Hello, everybody. Happy Magical Monday. Let's get started. Welcome to Chromatic Academy Kids on Brooms. I should say the whole thing. Chromatic Academy, Covenstead, Kids on Brooms. Let's start with our announcements. First and foremost, we want to shout out RPG Sounds, Tabletop Audio, and Dark Fantasy Studios for all of our music and sound effects that you'll be hearing tonight. Also, hello in chat. Let's see, ADMJR. Thank you, Flacco, for all of those. Those were from Flacco, yeah? Yes, the sub.
Flacco
Awesome.
continues to be the beast.
Yeah, my
Yes.
sister's in that group. She's going to be thrilled.
And hello, Mac. Welcome. Okay, so back to our announcements. Get ready for an epic Odyssey adventure coming in August. Stardust and Dragons is headed by Christian and Brandon Hatcher, who have been on many of our shows in the past. And Raina and Max are also players. You may also recognize the voices of some other cast members in this game. This will be a podcast show, and you'll be able to find it all on podcasting platforms. So please keep an eye out. It's going to be so fun, and I think it's coming up real soon. Shout out to Genki. Get the Genki browser plugin and receive discounts and coupons for shopping online while also supporting Ink and Lyre. Your purchases grant us commissions while you get all the discounts. Plus, you don't have to pay anything extra like Honey or the Ebates plugin. So !Genki in the chat. Tonight, we will be using One More Multiverse as our platform, so you will see all the maps in the middle area will be from One More Multiverse. We made the maps, we made all of our NPCs, and all of our player characters in that program, and it is amazing. It's free, and you should check it out. It's very, very cute. Shout out to Jake and Zach, who are in the writer's room with me, and Tammy, who does all of the portrait art you will see very, very soon in our intro.
Wait, before we go to intro, I think I'm just doing this to you right now. Sorry, but I think we need to have a shout out for a specific scarf.
Oh my gosh, yes. Let's do it. Yeah, shout out to the Calvic scarf. Yes, by our player Danny, who is playing Maris. Do you want to explain the process of making this scarf, Danny?
I'm sorry to put you on the spot. I just think it's so cool.
I actually I knit it through our first 3 sessions, and that was the only time I worked on it was while we were playing.
Just fast. And do you have like a shop that you like sell stuff in? Like
I have if you are a knitter or crocheter or fiber artist, you're probably aware of Ravelry, and I have a Ravelry shop where I sell my patterns.
Awesome.
But as far as finished objects go, those are usually just gifts for people that I like.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Guys, she likes me.
She's working on something else too, but we'll see that later. All right. I think that's it then, right? We ready to go into our intro? Okay. Yep.
Hi. Hello,
everybody.
We're back.
We're in a session with We Can Argue About It at Break.
Welcome.
Good start.
Let's go ahead and recap last episode 4. Dang, there was a lot that happened in episode 4. So let's go through it. So first and foremost, we woke up to the Coven doing their morning routines, and everybody had fairly, predictable routines, other than a certain someone named Ockleys, who decided to pray to the spirits of darkness and wants to apparently take over the underworld. Is there anything else you'd like to add with that, Lauren, or is that pretty much?
No, that's straight and to the point.
And that is a morning
Simple.
routine. It is every morning that Oclese does this. And then, of course, their first class was theory. So they had theory with Professor Clyde, the donkey centaur, who is a great teacher. A little bit of a pushover, but very good. And he took them on a field trip to the library where Eero discovered her long lost father, uncle, brother figure.
Uncle. Yeah.
We're still figuring that one out. Who is working there with Priyanka, who is the librarian. Everybody was able to get their own library cards, and they had to provide a piece of knowledge to what's his name? Cadmus, the dragon at the reference desk. And Maz ended up making Eero cry because Maz is mean. Eero doesn't want to admit it.
Actually loved him, but he made me cry, which is unfair.
But that's okay because Oclese and Niora ended up sneaking up and making Maz cry and have nightmares for the rest of the semester, I'm sure.
I think we scarred him for life, honestly.
It's
Which was
possible.
the goal. That was the goal, so.
You learned also in theory that you can gain points, and these points go towards a cumulative list that if you earn 100 points, you get a star as a coven, and the coven with the most stars by the end of third year will be able to become the student council or the elite, which you've seen around the school. Syndra is a member of the elite. Let's see, your next class was Brooms, taught by Lord Walker, who ended up being a surprisingly good teacher for the most part. He's very passionate about the subject, and he was very attentive for the most part, except for when things went down. So I think it was during dinner the night before when the Bestie Squad had dinner with Lord Walker. Oclese ended up making Maz choke up and foam soda all over the table, and they ended up seeing that Oclese was kind of like reacting to it, like laughing about it. And so they decided
Oclese doesn't laugh.
Okay, that's right. What did you do? Didn't you do something like you made a motion?
She just did what she did, but she scratched her head with her wand, and that was it.
Yes. And so they ended up targeting Oclese during broom class. They weaved a friendship braid into her broom, which ended up flipping her broom upside down, trying to chuck her off. And the whole team had to get together to try to help her, and they did a great job in doing so. So they were able to fix that, and Lord Walker ended up giving Maris a golden ticket to have dinner with him. And let's see, what's next? Eero and Calvic, yes, they ended up having an argument afterwards because Eero wanted to fight them. Eero wanted to do something.
Looked angry in their direction, and Calvic was like, "How dare you look angry at innocent people trying to murder our friends?"
See, I don't know why they want me doing the recap when clearly they want to do the recap in character. I feel like that would be much more amusing. But Calvin was like, we cannot do this. We cannot go after our enemies. This is getting out of hand. And I think it was kind of left alone for the most part, but it was still kind of like stewing between them. And then the next class was chromozoology. And Niora, what did you do? What did you do?
Niora helped out a friend by feeding and making sure everyone was properly nourished. And Niora's not very good at not going overboard, and it went a little bit wrong and maybe kind of saw a threat in people's lives.
Yes. So the plants manipulated Niora to feed them a potion which would make them gigantic. And Niora tried to feed a little bit to her naked cactus, Patrick, but slipped and fed him maybe a little too much. And he got freaked out. He grew gigantic and started freaking out and hitting the beams of the building and trying to knock the whole building down. So that was a whole thing that the team had to fix. They ended up making the cactus smaller and cementing the beams up top, which is a good temporary solution, but might end up not being a permanent good solution. But it was good for now. And that was Ifra, which was the zoology or chromozoology assistant, was the one running that class. And she made you guys promise to go talk to Master Conway about it.
Oh, that's why I wrote his name down. I would also note that if anything happens to that roof and it like caves in, that is not our fault. This now feels like a staff problem. That someone far more advanced in magic than us needs to rebuild that.
Yeah,
It's
no longer our fault.
Maybe.
like it's not our fault we did the problem. It's your fault now that you have to solve it.
I'm just saying, at some point, you have to, if the babies make a mistake, the adult cleans up the mistake.
It makes sense. It makes sense. So during this struggle, Calvic, something happened. So basically fire shot out of your wand, right? And ended up lighting poor Patrick on fire.
Yeah, that was not my intention. That was not the spell I cast. That was a little scary.
Yes, and Calvic ended up running out of class at the end.
Mhm.
And Eero, we left off on Eero following Calvic out of the class, and that is where we're gonna pick up again.
I was sneaking. I believe that I succeeded on a flight
Yeah,
check.
I don't even think I made you roll one because I was like, there's no way I'm paying attention to like what's going on around me. I think I'm just kind of running. I'm actually heading back to our dorm room. I think that's where Calvic would be kind of jogging back to, is back to their room, assuming everyone else is going to keep going with classes.
Okay.
And so I think that's where he's heading back to at the moment.
Okay. I've fallen back at a little bit of a distance. I've mostly just looked to see what you're doing, big guy. I don't say anything. I'm just behind you a little bit, keeping tabs.
Sure. Yeah, I think if he gets, I mean, he gets back to the room and I don't think like slams the door behind him, but just like goes into the room a little bit hurriedly, and ends up sitting on his cot, his bed, and just pulls out his wand and is just like looking at it. And I feel like he hasn't. I feel like he stole it, and before he left for home, and didn't know what to expect. Definitely did not feel the same type of. I mean, I feel like for everyone else, we kind of expressed this connection with their wand. Like there was this moment of like, oh yeah, that's the one. Calvic never tried anything. I mean, it's not the first spell he cast with it, but probably was like, never. This is just a wand. It's just a wand he used. I don't think the wand he used before this with the little bit of magic he could do ever felt particularly special. In fact, I think it felt kind of wrong. So this one, I think he's just like looking over the wand, trying to figure out what the hell happened. And then at some point after sitting there, probably tries to just cast a very basic illusion spell, like in front of him next to Neora's tub. Maybe like just of Neora, just trying to make an illusion to see if this wand is going to blow up in his face again, or if it's going to do what he's asking it to do.
So you want to make an illusion?
Yeah, I just want to just a very basic. It doesn't even need to be a person. I just want to make an illusion of maybe it's axe. I'm like maybe I think he's not trying to play it off, but I think he's just staring at it, and he has axe with him, and I think he just goes, "Do you want to see what you look like?"
Yeah.
And he kind of tentatively, because I think he's essentially pointing it at just a corner of the room at this point. He's trying to point it towards somewhere that's not going to destroy one of my new bunkmates' stuff if this starts ejaculating flames everywhere again. Just gonna like and try to make an illusion that looks just like X.
And you feel the magic slip through your wand. At first, it feels like it hesitates a little, but then after a while, it is a charm spell, and you're fairly good at those. So it slips through pretty easily, and the illusion comes right out. And Axe looks very excitedly at this little guy, and it's like, "Oh, it's me!" Or maybe it's like another kind of me. Can we keep him? And they start like swimming around together in the tub.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he puts Axe in the tub at that point and then just like makes the illusion. I don't know if he knows how to make an illusion look lifelike, but I think he kind of makes it bob up and down in the water, and he goes, I mean, I can make this anytime you want to. This isn't, I mean, it's not very, and it's kind of just like a still image, essentially, kind of looking, just bouncing around. He's like, I'll work on it. I'll see if I could, make it do more of what you can do. But yeah, I can bring back this whenever you want.
Hey, Cal.
Yeah.
Why did you shoot a fire at the thing in there, the big cactus thing?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't. In fairness, I didn't mean to. And I think he's back to just like looking at the wand again. Like I didn't
It was
know that.
kind of scary.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy that. I didn't think this. I didn't know that was possible. I thought these were just supposed to do what you asked them to do. I don't know. My sisters always said they like felt their wand, or their wand was not their friend, but just it would, they're very I don't know. It's just I figured a wand's a wand, and they're just sentimental.
Can you not feel yours?
I can feel it in my hand. I don't know. Nothing outside of that.
Maybe you should try talking to it.
It's a wand. I can talk to you because you can talk back to me, but it's a wand.
Well, it sounds like it wants to say something if it's making its own spells. Iro, are you hiding? You're hiding, right?
Fully standing in the doorway at this point. I was going to begin talking to him, but then he got into this nice little conversation with his axolotl.
Yeah, he'll look over and be like, look, our friend is here.
I was going to have essentially you feel in your hair some tiny little claws, a little bit pointy, a little bit sharp, of a very small fluffy weight landing on your head of Lilla, my little owl.
Ow. Hi. What the is that? Oh.
I'm gonna close the door behind me with a pretty audible click. I'm not trying to surprise you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're Lilla? Did I get that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Can I help you?
Don't move. We've got you surrounded.
Okay. And he slowly turns his head.
I think you should definitely talk to the stick. See what the stick's issues are. See if you think some kind of arrangement can be come to so it stops having emotional outbursts at plants.
Well, okay. I guess as the stick talking expert, how do I talk to this?
Hero was very much making fun of him, but I am gonna can I do a brains check to see if there's a way that you can communicate with a wand?
Sure. Okay. Give me a brains check of. Let's try 8.
Okay. This is a prepared action, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You could take half if you
for an 11. Yeah.
Okay, so you've read quite a bit about wands in one of your books, and you do know that
a catalog that came through that was just like your wand and you. And I'm like, add it to my collection.
Right.
It was a J14 article.
Exactly. You could take a quiz to see anyway. Yeah, so basically you know that wands accumulate magic throughout time when they're used by their owners. There's no real way to have a conversation with your wand. It's more like feeling, like his sisters were saying, like, I can feel what my wand is feeling because it's a very emotional and mental connection between you and your wand. But you also know that wands are more or less an extension of your own magic, and sometimes they can act out in ways that you might not expect. It's really just like your magic's link with the wand.
Ear is gonna pull up, not sit next to Kalvik, but like sit on one of the other bunks, kind of cross-legged and crouched like he always is. Well, okay, first of all, to be clear, can't talk to sticks. That's not something I can do. It's also not something that you can do.
Noted.
You're supposed to be able to feel it. Like, it's supposed to be, my understanding of it is, and I don't get this either, but it's supposed to be like, when a wand is yours, it kind of fills with your magic and becomes an extension of your will. So once you use it enough, it's like really in tune with your chakras, or I don't know. I in theory, I understand it, but I haven't gotten to that point in the reading yet.
Okay. But like, does this mean like, do we all have to worry? I wasn't told I needed to worry about my wand shooting a massive fireball at a cactus like that. I don't know everything, obviously, but that seemed like a lot. I mean, I'm not. I listen. I can smile real good, but like I can't shoot a fireball that big at people.
Well, you can. You just
Well,
did.
okay, fair point.
Do you harbor secret desires to cast large fireballs at cacti?
No.
Okay.
I don't know. This was my grandpa's. Guess he was supposed to be some big hotshot, big muscled hooligan. I don't know, maybe he's in here somewhere. I mean, not him, I get that, he's not in here, but it was his. I guess I didn't know that was possible, but okay. That is not awesome.
Kind of in there. I mean, not like a ghost, but as in, it's full of his magic and his will. Is your grandpa the kind of dude? Would he have wanted to shoot a fireball at what's his name? Patty?
Patrick.
Patrick.
Yes, now that I think about it. And I hate that. I wouldn't have taken this stupid thing if I knew that that was the case. I just wanted to piss off the ghost of my great-great-great-great-great-grandpa, but now he's pissing me off.
Can I
Well,
have you something?
Sure.
You want to trade sticks?
Sure. And he holds out the very large 15-inch wand.
I take a stick, like a piece of bark that's like long and thin and peeled out of a tree, and I pass it to you. And I take your enormous golden cock wand.
Sorry, I didn't mute. I should mute myself.
I love the line cock wand.
So this is Vic, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's got big Vic energy.
Yeah. Huh. I don't feel anything from it at all. That is my family.
What do you... I don't know, which relative of yours used this?
It doesn't work exactly like that in our family. That is part of my mom.
Like her magic is in it? Like my grandpa's in there?
No, I peeled it off of her corpse.
Oh, that's fun.
What I'm more saying is that she's not in there anymore.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that your will is greater than your grandfather's will?
That's a big question, because my grandpa was kind of a big dick.
Well, you're kind of a big dick too.
Hey, hold on. You don't know me well enough to call me a big dick.
Known you a couple weeks now. You have big dickish energy.
Mm-hmm.
Seems that you work very hard to cultivate it as well.
I think I'm supposed to say thank you to that, but we'll come back to that later.
On the things that you work so hard on. Anyway.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't know if my will's stronger than my great-great-great-great-great-grandpa's. I don't know. That sounds like such an old thing to say. Like I'm 19. Like why? I don't think no. I don't know. My great-grandpa was some big adventurer and some big. I mean, he like slayed beasts and slayed dragons and went undepth, like all that bullshit. I just want to bake, make potions. I don't know. I don't know. Do I need to go get a different wand? I don't. Seems like a hassle. Might even be better if I just like jack up that wand. Just put my big Vic energy into that wand, not my great grandpa's big Vic energy.
So is your plan to destroy your grandfather's legacy, or is
No.
that incidental?
No, I'm just, I don't know. Listen, I didn't think this through. I just like somehow wound up, my sister called me a bad boy and then threw me into a dark hole, and then she like tied me up and I needed to get out, and then I was in this old vault, and I don't know, I just saw the wand and thought, screw you, and grabbed it and left mine there, and I don't know, just
So
seemed
you
like the right.
already had a wand? You had a wand.
Well, I mean, it wasn't my wand. I was given that wand by my family. Everyone in my family is given a wand, and I didn't have any say in it. I didn't really want it that much. I mean,
So
it
this is
just,
the wand that you chose for yourself.
I mean, if kind of, I guess. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I chose that one.
Now I'll need to read more into it. but
Okay.
I do think spite is a very powerful form of will.
Are you moving the wand like that as you talk, Eero?
Eero has never had anything happen with a wand before, so sure, yeah.
Okay. How are you handling it exactly? Are you like that, or like?
Just picking at it, I think, twirling it around.
You're twirling around, you're picking at it. You might be picking at the tip of the wand. You do, as you're talking to
I'm
Calvic.
seeing if it's like gold foil or if it's actually gold all the way through. I like.
Okay. Yeah, you're picking at it, and you feel, as you pick at the tip, your fingers start to warm and then heat up as a little bit of flame sprouts on your fingers.
Fuck you.
And he like,
This guy sucks.
yeah, I know. And he grabs his wand back and like, dunk it in the pool. Dunk it.
I throw it into the tub. Wait, your baby's in there.
No, Axe will be fine.
Yeah, it's splashed in the pool. Did you throw it in there?
Yeah. I threw it in there.
And it's like, psst, and the little Axolotl is like, "Whoa, what's that?" And the wand starts to sink down, then floats back up and tosses itself out of the pool and rolls back towards Calvic's shoe and bumps against it.
Calvic hands Eero's mom wand back and picks up his great grandpa's wand and picks it up and goes, okay, I'm stuck with you. We're gonna have to figure this one out. No more fire.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, this was fun. Hey, listen, are we cool?
I don't think you're stupid.
It's a good start.
And I don't think you're cruel. I think that you're trying very hard all the time. And I think I got this stick the same way that you got your grandpa's wand. I admire how irritated you are with the world. And I appreciate that you care about the same people that I don't dislike.
I just want to acknowledge that felt like a big step for you to say those words. I appreciate that.
You're doing it. You're working real hard to be a huge dick
Sorry, I'm sorry. I've just been dealing with my sisters for so long. It's kind of a habit.
Yeah.
Thank you. Listen, I'm not one of them. I know you said that last time. And I know that was a really heated moment. But I get it. Actions speak louder than words. I'm gonna convince you I'm not one of them. But I am worried. Because I do know what they do. I do know what those people do. What they can do. What they're willing to do to maintain an image, to maintain a status.
Yeah. So do I. I have a lot of siblings too. That's why I think blowing things up might not be the worst idea, but I understand I get your point of view also. But
listen, there's a time for that fire, and it sounds like we're on the same side. Because somehow these friends of ours or people you don't dislike have wormed their way into mine little heart very quickly. And I actually, believe it or not, don't want to see them get hurt. And I have a little bit more experience in this type of world. And I don't mean that derogatorily, but I'm telling this, we need to listen. I want to win this as badly as you do. Because nothing brings me more joy than seeing those people just get what's coming to them. But we have to do this in a very particular way, or we will end up being the bad guys. I'm not saying you have to trust me completely. I'm just saying, please know, we have the same goal. But we can't complete that goal if one of us literally beefs it before we have the chance to see it completed. And if they get to win a couple battles, but we win the war, I think that's worth it.
I don't want to like kill him.
No, listen,
Okay.
I hate bullies. Okay, bullies. If you, there's a way to win that's not like murdering them, because I am also not down for murder.
Yeah, no, I was just because you were talking about war.
It's a good point.
There.
I should have been more.
I think that's just something humans do. So.
Yeah, and it's a flaw of ours. I'll give you that one. Yeah, I think we'll keep talking. We're not going to kill them. We can beat them. And in fact, I think they can. Well, we'll get to that. We can beat them. Let's just play it cool for now. Okay. Lila, are you comfortable up there, or can?
Not at all.
Okay.
And Lila will like flap off and go over to the windmill or the windowsill and like.
Come on.
No.
We're leaving. It's very uncomfortable here.
No.
Come on.
I want to fly out the window.
Calvic says no. It's fine. You can stay. I'll go.
That's weirder now. No, I'm leaving.
Okay, well, I don't necessarily want to stay here either. We had this moment.
What we're gonna do is that I'm gonna leave, and then 3 minutes later you're gonna leave. You're gonna sit here for a minute and let your axolotl get wet or whatever it does.
It's already wet. He's already wet.
I like getting wet.
We all do. All right, and
nice.
I'm gonna take Lila and just
no. Let me fly
outside. You can fly in the hallway, okay?
Fine, you're just making this awkward.
I always do. Let's go.
And do you walk out into the hall?
Yes, and I'm so uncomfortable and I feel so weird about the whole conversation. Probably the longest I've ever talked to anyone one-on-one who I'm not even that I'm not related to, that is not Sana or Toivo.
And you even let me hold your wand on the first conversation. That's pretty impressive.
It has very little value, but
big leap of faith. Not to Calvic.
I
You
just need Deanna to say I held Calvic's wand on
I
camera,
held his
please.
big perfect.
God. You say as you're walking out, "Aw, that was nice."
To be honest, better than I thought it would go when I saw that it was them. I'm gonna give that a solid 6 out of 10.
I don't
7
think
out of
that-
10. I got to hold his wand, his mom's wand.
I don't think that he would murder you. But I was questionable for a moment there.
Yeah, me too, buddy. Me too. We're gonna sleep. I might. Do you sleep?
I could sleep. I love naps.
Okay. We just may need to work out a system where maybe you're awake when I'm not sometimes. Not all the time, because I want you awake when I'm awake too. But like just sometimes. If we get in like an argument with her, I just might need to
Always
look
keep
out, buddy.
one eye open.
That's right. You're very wise for someone who was kept in the back of a fish tank for a while. But you just saw a bunch of stuff.
I listen to a lot of people talk.
Mm-hmm. After Eero leaves, Calvic is, I think, gonna try to go pound on Master Conway's door, but we can hop to a different scene now. We've been in this one for a while.
Okay, I was like, what are we pounding
I'm playing
on?
such an awkward character that I can't get through conversations quickly. I'm like, well, I want to respond, but Eero's gonna take another 20 seconds. But
Mm-hmm.
to improve over time.
Heck yes.
Does anyone want to do anything else in the vivarium after the disaster? Or if not, then the day will go on. We might do the Conway scene later.
Mhm.
Achilles, were you raising your hand or were you just adjusting? Okay.
I think could I maybe smuggle some of this golden liquor of destiny?
Sure. You want to try to
The
steal
stuff
it?
that made Patrick big?
Yes.
I think that's
It was
a woefully
Patrick,
bad
right?
idea. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I got that.
It is a
you're good.
broken bottle on the. I do believe I said last time there's a broken bottle on the floor, and there are like, there's a little bit in the shards. So if you want to try to steal it just by yourself,
Yes.
okay.
If it
Give-
helps at all, Maris is going to be like cleaning up.
Okay, so you're going to be
So-
helping Ifra clean up, and I think that'll at least provide a little bit of a distraction. So go ahead and give me a flight roll of like 6. How much are you trying to collect, Achilles?
Just a little vials full. Nothing
Just a little?
nothing huge. And like,
Okay.
can I use my unassuming feat for this?
Yes, you can.
So
That's
it
what do you
says-
have to do for it?
I can spend 2 adversity tokens to not be seen within reason, so it's up to your discretion.
Yeah, no, okay. In that case, you don't have to roll. Just go ahead and take those adversity tokens. Do it. You're just getting a small vial, so you
Just
can
a
do that.
small vial. You never know when you're gonna need a vial of big juice.
Awesome. Yeah, you just slip that right into your pocket, and now you have a vial of that potion that makes things large. The Gargantuo potion, I believe it was called.
Gargantuo. I will
Alright.
spell that up to. I will use spelling up to my own discretion.
That's fine.
Neora is sticking to Big Juice.
You're taking what?
Neora is going to stick the name with Big Juice and
Big
will not be
Juice.
learning the actual potion names.
So if you guys have nothing else, the day will pass by, and you will go to dinner. You will go to sleep. Pixel, in particular, kind of curls up around Patrick in the room, and they sleep together just because Patrick had a really rough day. And if there's nothing else anyone wants to do for that particular day, I'm gonna say that Farkas knocks on the door early morning, around the time, Maris, that you get up, and he's gonna knock on the door.
I think Calvic is technical. I think I established Calvic is also awake doing workouts with Maris. Mine are just not as intensive. But do you think you would answer the door or would Calvic?
I feel like Calvic's been answering the door.
Yeah, that sounds
So-
right to me. I think Calvic goes in just his his whatever pants. I don't think he wears a shirt in the morning. And I think he goes and answers the door.
And he's jogging in place. Hey,
Oh.
dude!
What's up, Farkas?
Is Maris awake?
Yeah. Yeah. You want to come in? Nah, actually, hold on. We have people sleeping. Hold on. Maris! Maris!
Yeah,
We have a friend here.
Hey!
Hey, you ready for a morning run?
Yeah, for sure.
Trying to get
Hey,
my
Calvik, are you gonna come too, or
cardio
you-
up.
Nope. Have fun with that.
All right.
What, you don't want to come with us? And I like bump
Nope.
Calvik's chest with his fist, just kind of playfully, but it might knock you back a little. He's pretty
Ow,
big.
No, I have yoga to finish. Oh, you kids go have fun. Oh.
What's a yoga? All right, let's go.
Yep,
Oh,
go
we'll
ahead.
have to work on that. It'll be great.
Okay, sure. I'll do a yoga. Sounds fun. And he'll start jogging down the hall until you guys get outside. And he's just like, yeah, I've been working on all of my routines lately, trying to get more flexible and more strong.
Awesome. That is so perfect. I love that for you.
Thanks. What about you? You too?
Absolutely. Every morning, Calvik wakes up too. I'm working him through some stuff. It's,
Is Calvin going to be on the cheerleading team with us?
I don't think so. But
Why? Why is he working out then? I mean, obviously to be strong, but like, isn't he like an alchemy major? They're kind of puny, aren't they?
I mean, you just saw him without a shirt. He's not that puny.
Yeah, he's not that.
No, he's not.
Woo.
I mean, it's good for you, right? I'm trying to get the other ones to do it too, but Aklis has her whole morning thing, and Nora just sort of stays in the water until we drag her out for class.
Oh yeah, same here. My coven hates working out.
Oh, that's so
Like
sad.
Kimmy Kiss won't even like walk 5 feet without like complaining. And
man.
Ava likes to swim, but it's not quite the same.
That's good exercise, but it's not gonna do the same thing that this is.
Yeah. And then let's see, Darcy, yeah, he just sleeps in till literally the end. And then Maz is like this big, so
Yeah.
I feel like he'd break.
Yeah. He definitely couldn't keep up with you.
Nah, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh, yeah, I wanted to kind of say, sorry for what happened in Brooms the other day. That was kind of fucked up.
Yeah, that was intense. It kind of sucked.
Yeah,
Not
they
gonna
like
lie.
to play tricks like that sometimes, but sometimes it gets a little, out of hand.
Yeah, just a little. I mean, that could have killed her. And I mean,
I don't think so though. Like Lord Walker was there. Like he probably would have saved her.
well,
Maybe.
I don't want to count on someone else to do it. I mean, I helped, but I don't want my friends to be in that position, It just seems it sucks.
Yeah. College, right?
Right. Hey, you so I know this is asking a lot, but do you think you might maybe like give me a heads up if they try something like that again? Like, you don't have to tell me what, just like we could have a signal or something. Like, oh, maybe you like come over and give me a high five instead of a fist bump. And that way I know that there's some sort of shit going on and I have to just like be aware.
But then like what if I forget to give you what if I forget and I give you a high five just because I was like happy to see you, and then like you think something wrong's gonna happen, but then it actually doesn't,
Oh.
and then I'm like, oh shit, that seems
Right. Well, maybe a different signal, something that we're not going to accidentally do because,
okay.
I don't know what though. Because like scratching your head is a totally normal thing to do. So you might scratch your head unintentionally, or
Maybe we need like a code word or something.
yeah.
Would that be weird?
No, it'd have to be something that we can sneak into conversation and not just be like, hey, banana. And people are like, why'd you just yell banana? And then everyone catches on and it's the whole thing. Right.
Yeah. Maybe like it's gonna be I was gonna say like it's gonna be like a full moon tomorrow or something like that, but that's too typical for werewolf talk.
Yeah, and you got to be careful because we don't want all the wolves around to just sort of start howling because that happens.
What about like And he looks around, and he's like, what about like Petunia? He sees like some flowers growing out at the crack of a castle. He's like, Petunia, what about that?
I don't know if that's like a word that normally comes up in conversation. Hey, you know what you could do? Is
Yeah.
you could tell me that my hair looks really nice.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could do that. That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could say that. If like, so is this like things they're planning just in general, or is this because they're like kind of always scheming? So,
Well, like if something like is going to happen, like with the broom and Oclis, like if you knew that there was something in her broom, you could like come up to me before we got on our brooms and say, "Hey, your hair looks really nice today, Maris." And I would know that okay, something is going to go down, and I have to be aware.
yeah. But wouldn't that kind of like mean that I had to go, I don't know, kind of against my coven and stuff?
Well, I necessarily because they won't know what it means. Plus, you know, we're in college. People like flirt and stuff, and it doesn't have to be within your coven, right? Does it? Oh gosh, do we have to like hook up within our coven? Is that like the rule?
I don't
Am I
know.
missing
Like,
out?
I just keep hearing from everybody that your coven is supposed to be the people you trust the most, I guess. But I really, I like them okay, but I like you guys too, and I don't want to like hurt you or anything.
Yeah, no, I think it'd be fine to have like a partner who's not in your coven, right? And so, you know, just let them think that you're into me or something. I mean, I'm not hideous, right?
No, I think your hair.
See?
No. I think everything looks great. You look nice, yes.
Aw,
Not your hair
sweet.
though.
Right, not my hair. It's only sometimes that it's going to look good, right?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Eventually, the code will be your hair looks bad. Everything's good.
Yes. Yes, he's like wagging his tail a little bit, and he's like, yeah, we can let him know. Like, I'll just act like that, so that way it's not suspicious or anything.
Yeah, totally. That'll work.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
So I have some
Race you
very
back.
important questions. In order to facilitate fan art, how tall is Farkas? And does he wear basketball shorts every day, or does he have another
Yes.
look?
He is probably about 6'5". He's very big. He's very broad as well. And
I love that he's very tall but shorter than Oclis. That's important.
Yes, everybody's shorter than Ockley's. And he has a leather jacket that he normally wears when he's not wearing his capelet. And he also wears basketball shorts
Is
like
he
all the
jogging
time.
in a leather jacket?
He probably starts to, but then he's like panting so hard that he has to take it off and like carry it with him.
Thank you. Sorry to interrupt. I just need to know.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. And like if your coven's planning something against me or us, like you could say like my hair's nice.
Yeah, totally.
They're not though, right? Like
No, I don't think so.
because
No
that
one's
that
said
little
anything lately.
tree kid looked like pretty intense after brooms, and I don't blame them or anything.
Yeah,
But
Eero was going to kill you if we didn't stop them. So it's a good thing we did stop him. It's fine.
has he like murdered anyone before?
I don't think so, but you know, you hurt her friend, and so
It's kind of scrawny. Like
College is for a lot of firsts, like murder.
But I guess this is like magic school. He could cast a spell on me or something.
right, like all sorts of stuff could happen. She's got some pretty big spells, I think.
All right. Well, I'll let them know then. Let them know not to mess with Eero. Or you,
know, any
or
of
anyone.
us would be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Maz is really scared of that one girl in your coven, the tall one with the hair that looks like it's always wet.
Yeah, Oclis. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
that one.
great. Everyone is a little bit scared of her. It's fantastic.
And then the little one, the blue one,
Miura, yeah.
who totally blasted Ava out of the sky.
You know, Ava kind of deserved that, so I can't feel too bad about it.
Yeah, she's got a bit of a temper. But
I noticed, but I think we're trying to like call a truce. So
really?
Yeah. I mean, it's so much effort to keep this up. And this whole magic thing is freaking hard, man. Like, clearly I did enough to get into the school, but this is not what I'm used to. And so
Yeah.
it's a lot.
I mean, like, it was kind of, I went to like a werewolf high school. So there's a lot of drama, but not the same kind of drama. It's more like my pack is better than your pack and I'm stronger than you, but like that sort of thing. It's not like
Right.
this. What about you? Where did you, like, what high school did you go to?
Oh, yeah, I went to a mono school actually.
A mono school? Why?
Because I really wanted to cheer. I was so good at it. I am so good at it. It is like my favorite thing in the world. And so I made a deal with my parents that I could go to school with the monos so that I could keep on cheering. And then for college, I'd come to a chromatic school. And so,
Is it like really different?
it's not actually as different as you think it is. There were a lot of there were a lot of mean girls, kind of like Ava, except they couldn't do anything with magic. They were just kind of bitchy.
Oh.
So like Ava without any power.
Ah, yeah. That sounds not quite as scary. I bet you probably could have kicked their ass if you wanted to. Not that you would.
Absolutely. I could have though.
Yeah. All right, well, I gotta get back to Bestie Squad.
All right. Hey, maybe we can jog again someday.
Yeah, totally.
Oh.
We should make it like a regular, like, Monday thing.
Okay, yeah, I could do jogging on Mondays, and I'll teach you yoga. You can come over like one morning and be like quiet, and you and Cal can do yoga with me.
Yeah, I'm so ready for the yoga. Let's do it.
All
and
right.
he steps forward and goes and puts out his arms and starts to hug you, and he stops and he's like, he puts out
Awkward high five.
high fives you instead. All right. See you later. And he'll
Okay, bye.
jog away. Okay. And Maris, I assume you return to the dorm.
Yep.
Cool.
Back in the dorm, I'm pretty sure Eero's going, I don't think we actually have to talk to Professor Conway because I think we can just say, well, we tried to talk to him, but we couldn't fucking find him. And then that's all we have to do.
Because we're doing this scene after the fact, did I talk to Professor Conway last night?
Not yet. Let's go ahead and say that's the next scene we're gonna roll into.
Also,
That- 'cause
my
that-
money is on. Sorry.
I feel like Eero could still say that, but it all depends on if I actually had a conversation and if I told them about that conversation.
You probably knocked on the door, and Conway was not answering. Which, I mean, I don't think you guys have ever knocked on his door before, have you? So yeah, like he just didn't respond. But you do know that when you go to breakfast, he's normally there at the front.
I think if he doesn't answer his door, I think Kalvik just goes and leaves a note. Because we just needed to tell him about what happened, correct? So I think I just write a note that says, like,
Big
Neora gave her cactus some good golden juice that made it really big. A fire happened on accident. We put it out. Cactus is normal sized again. Someone should probably look at the rafters in the vivarium. Good
Okay.
stuff. Happy Sunday or happy Monday or whatever day it is, and slides it under the door, and then figures that's done.
Okay. You slide it under the door, and as you are about to go back into the dorm, it does slip under, and you see somebody did take it.
Oh my god. So he was there. I hate this guy.
Kalvik
come on,
notes
Kessa.
that but does not say anything. Just like, good stuff. And walks back. And so I think, jumping back to what Eero just said, I think Kalvik goes, "Oh, no, I took care of it." As Kalvik finishes stretching. Oh,
Took care of it.
I left him a note. I tried to pound on his door. He didn't answer. And so I wrote him a note. And then he took the note. I shouldn't speak too badly about our master. The annoying person did not answer the door, but made it very clear after the fact that he took my note. So I think that was intentional. He's still going to be my best friend, but we'll get there slowly but surely.
Why do you want him to be your best friend? He sucks.
It's a principle of the thing.
Everyone needs to like you.
Because what's going to make him hate himself the most is when he actually wants to be my friend. And that is the real victory.
So it's not that you need him to like you, it's that you need him to be in as much pain as possible.
You got it right there. It's a kind of a combination of both. But yes, I want him to be angry at himself that he wants to be my friend. You know, I kind of feel the same way about you, to be honest. I feel like you're gonna. No, I don't want you to feel bad. I just want you to be my friend. But we'll get there. I understand. But yeah, you're different. Listen, you're a lot of things, Zero. You're not like him.
Could be.
I will give you that.
I think in the next room over, as the shadows are creeping out onto the door, about where in your morning ritual are you, Aquas?
I've just finished.
Yeah, at what point did the shivers run down my spine? That's how I know how far Aklis is into her prayer.
You would just know, like curse my mother, curse my father.
My mother, my
we should
father.
talk to her about that. It sounds like we have parent issues, but that sounds. I'll go get Neora, and I'm gonna start slowly waking Neora up just a little earlier every day. Maybe every week. I'll be kind.
Coffee into the pool of water.
Oh God!
I'm just gonna send Axon.
Okay, which one is happening this morning? Because it was
Wait,
I am sending Axon like an excited golden retriever.
Okay, so Axe is going to dip into the pool and swim down and turn around and tickle his little tail under Neora's nose.
Yeah, Neora's relatively invisible. Definitely outlines of it, but as Axe does that, about 2 inches from Axe's eyes, just Neora's eyes just.
Noctis will turn on.
You're gonna stare at Axe for a little bit.
She's awake!
Great! Thank you!
Another minute goes by. Neora's
Do I need
head
to
rises
go tickle
up.
her again? Okay.
No, you gotta wait till tomorrow morning to tickle her again. Sorry.
Do I have new clothes yet, or do I still just have the one hoodie?
Sure. I would say that Lyle has probably come by and promised that we will do a makeover soon, but dumped 10 outfits outside of your door for you to pick. Same with Aklis as well, if she so chooses. Didn't we make shoes for you, Aklis? I want to say we made them out of shoe boxes or something. No, they were out of cutting boards.
Mm-hmm. Cutting boards.
What did you pick, Neora, as far as the outfits?
Neora has probably stuck to I think it depends, because I think Neora objectively quite likes fashion, but has no fashion sense. So it'll all be relatively nice. Neora's hoodie, it's a nice hoodie, but she doesn't wear it with anything. It's just there's no pants, there's no shoes, just a hoodie.
Yeah, and Lyle has an assortment of different clothes, all usually very bright looking and different loud patterns, skirts, pants, all the things.
Which I feel Neora's all for. Shirts, no, that requires way too much work. That requires buttoning things. And Neora's not for that. So something she can t-shirts and dresses that she can kind of just pull over herself.
What color?
That feels appropriate. It's just sundresses all the time.
Yeah, all particularly big hoodies or t-shirts, and we'll occasionally try to leave the room in just a t-shirt, and then Calvic will remind Neora that they need to wear some form of
Up. You have to pretend you have bits. You need to pretend you have bits.
Neora's head will sink down a little bit and walk back into the room.
And you will hear a knock, knock, knock at the door.
I feel a white and yellow t-shirt and probably just either blue jeans or let's go with a kind of vague pink trousers.
Okay.
You look like an Easter egg.
Yeah, consistently.
So you'll open the door, and Lyle, of course, is standing there, and he's like, "Good morning, Chroma Kids. This is
For-
your last collaborative day of classes. Oh, you look so nice, Neora."
Yeah, like Calvic said, I wasn't allowed to wear the jumper again.
Oh,
No,
why
I-
not?
I didn't say not. Don't put words in my mouth. I did not say you couldn't wear it again. I said you couldn't wear it another day in a row.
I stand by that's like, kind of dumb because I've worn it for the past like approximately 18 years.
Why
And
would you
also,
want to
I
wear the
don't-
same outfit every day? That's so boring.
Well, because I'm incapable of sweating, so it doesn't really get dirty. I just kind of vaguely smell of lavender.
Neora. And Lyle will like get really serious and walk over and take her hands and look her in the eyes and be like, "Fashion is an expression of you. Every time you wear something, you're showing the world who you are. And I know that you're way more interesting than the same outfit every single day for the last 18 years. You have more to you than that."
But I stole the hoodie with my friend.
And that's very special. But also, you should explore your own identity by wearing all sorts of different clothes.
I mean, this is pretty nice.
See?
still don't like-
See?
I still don't like the shoes. Shoes are bad.
Oh, but you still have to wear them. Anyway, so this morning,
We
We
like
have-
remove
Oculus
the
wear
bottom.
the same yellow dress every day.
Yes,
Does Oculus take? Yeah, okay.
Okay.
every day.
Like a cartoon character.
you just open the closet and there's 20 versions of it.
She was like kind of picking through the pile that Lyle put down, but she did pick out a very nice like early 90s jumpsuit, long sleeve jumpsuit that matches with long pants. And it's got like, I don't know if you guys remember those like soda cups you'd get at the mall where it looks like blue paint coming across with like pink stripes. That's exactly what it looks like. And she does try it on, and you do hear the like the like
yes,
from,
yes.
from like when she moves her arms because it's made out of that like kind of material.
Wind pant material.
Yes.
Oh my god. See, even Oculus is trying to be fashionable, and eventually all of you will be as fashionable as Calvic. And he'll walk over and like pick up his scarf a little bit, just the end of it.
Yeah, this took me years to cultivate my vibe here, so figure it out, y'all.
I know a lot about clothes, but like, it's kind of identifiable.
Do you though? Do you know
Yeah.
a lot about clothes?
Well, like, I spend a lot of time looking at shops.
Lyle, do you make custom I need t-shirts for my theater group.
Do I make custom clothes? You're asking the master of custom clothes. Of course I make custom clothes.
You do
Yeah.
costuming, and are you looking for another job?
I mean, I'm currently working on the cheerleading uniforms right now, but I'm sure I can add another job. Sana can help me with it.
Neo hands some photos of what they've been working on.
Yes! He'll grab it. Yeah, just give me your ideas and we'll make it happen. We'll make the dream happen. Anyway,
You're
you're going to be
also
late to
hands-
mind magic, so let's go ahead. That's going to be your last class together. Are you super excited?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
and
not excited to not have classes with these people anymore, but yeah, it sounds like a
Hey.
good time. I'm just gonna
Supposed to
miss
see
you
each other
guys.
every
I don't
day.
know what. I'm
Aw.
just that's just
still-
okay.
We'll still have
Unthinkable.
some classes together, but don't
Roll
worry.
out.
Anyway, we don't want to be late to this because the teacher will eat you alive. Let's go.
On her way,
Who's the teacher?
Go ahead. Wait, Oculus first, and then I'll.
I was gonna say, on our way, I was like, Maris, Calvic, Niora, do you want to be in my theater troupe?
Oh, I don't know what a theater troupe is, but yeah.
Is there like something physical that I can do?
Do
like
you?
I could move scenery and stuff for you.
Iro is stagehand. You could, if you
Oh.
wanted to be stagehand as well, you can do that.
Yeah,
can't
I'd be
believe-
great at moving like furniture and things. Yeah.
You want to be actor, Niora or Calvic?
I mean, I've never like acted in anything, but like, I was told I'm pretty loud, so like, It'd be nice to talk and not be told to be quiet all the time.
Calvic walks right up to Ocklys. Looks Ocklys in the eyes for a second.
You can't. I'm way too tall, but I feel it though. I feel it.
And he just puts a hand up. Hell yeah.
I love it.
Did you all get accepted into the theater group?
Woo!
No, this is my own. The nymphs. They foo-fooing. They think they know theater. They know nothing. They know nothing. You know, I consulted the dark forces, came up with a brilliant name. I was thinking we call ourselves, since we are so different, we kind of like a mixed bag of nuts. I was thinking Smorgasmorg. You guys feeling it? Are you feeling it?
Is
Smorgas?
that like a pun on like a bog?
Smorgasmorg.
Smorgasmore.
If I was more behind that idea, it'd be a conga line.
Yeah,
And
that
the dark
sounds good.
spirits, they know everything. I knew it would be perfect, and you will all love it.
It's gonna be like that, huh? Wow.
I feel like I'm joining an awful lot
That's-
of clubs.
We're going to be so much better than the Foo-Fooey Theater Club. The Smorgasmorg is going to dominate in all ways.
I would like to specify, like on like Fridays, I am busy with like botany. On Wednesdays and Thursdays, I have like chair practice and Maris, and I'm also now doing fashion every Saturday, Sunday, and what is it? Wednesdays we're meeting.
Well, technically, we meet like unofficially every day, but you can meet any day, really. That's fine.
Oh right, have I been missing things? Oh sorry.
It's okay.
I haven't written the script yet, so no worries.
It's
And-
past the beginning of class.
Here we are. Good luck. And he will run off to make his own class. And let me switch us in the map.
Is this class in a scary-looking classroom?
Are we in a dungeon?
It is in a classroom. It's actually in a fairly regular looking classroom.
Oh,
It's
alright.
in one of the spires, so it is rather round looking. Let's do this. The teacher standing at the front's a little scary, though. Let's see.
Ooh, I'm excited.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
It sounds like ghosts. Is it a ghost?
On one more multiverse, the teacher at the front looks kind of hot, so you're gonna have to paint me a word picture.
Mine's not switched over from the atrium yet, so
All right.
You're definitely on my screen.
let me reset one on multiverse. My internet's been a bit slow today.
So,
I'm gonna
go ahead.
Sorry, I'm just saying. I'm sitting next to Oculus. I'm calling it.
So as you step into the classroom, you'll notice some of the seats are taken already. At the front of the classroom stands a very tall, pallid-looking teacher with platinum blonde hair pulled back into a long ponytail. He has pretty intense-looking golden eyes that are basically staring you down as you walk into the classroom. His robes are long and blue and lined in gold, like most of the professors. But the clothes underneath are very dark, reds and blacks. And you can tell from the tone of his skin, and you can tell by the shade of his eyes that he is a vampire. And he will lift his chin a little bit, and he will nod to all of you and say, "Take off your shoes and put everything you have in the lockers over there." And he'll point towards the lockers in the corner of the room.
Nero takes off like all their clothes and then just walks in like, finally.
No, Nero. He just said shoes.
But like everything you have in the lockers.
Dress back on.
Wait, I
Keep
thought
your
we were.
wands.
I thought we were supposed to wear shoes. Okay.
Yeah, like, but like they've said everything you have in the lockers.
Yes,
We
I
also
go
just
over.
said keep your wands. I'm saying
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah,
It'll be
Professor,
fine.
does that include shirts? Can I take my shirt off? This is really uncomfortable.
Keep your clothes on. Shoes, backpacks in the locker.
That's fair.
I do as he
Outfit
says.
What about my dare?
supplies.
Go! He's like getting very quickly impatient.
I'm gonna put my shoes in the locker.
And once you're all seated, with everything off of you other than your wands, your shoes, your clothes stay on. Your shoes are off.
Oh man, no, I'm just kidding.
Don't have any bits. Nero's muttering to herself about the lack of like anything that Jimmy needs to hide.
I am Professor Petrova, and I will be your mind magic professor for this year. Who here has performed mind magic before? Raise your hand. Good.
Elvic does not raise his hand.
It should not be any of you. Because, as you should all very well know, mind magic is a forbidden activity to the public. It is morally questionable to invade another's personal thoughts, their private being, without their consent. That right is restricted to exclusive personnel within higher Chroma government, and only enforced for the security of our society's secrecy and safety. But you should still know how mind magic operates, which is why this class exists, lest it be performed on you against your will. And you'll notice, a few of you will notice, so Riley is actually in this class, sitting towards the back behind you, Neora. So some of you might notice that Riley kind of like stiffens a little when that happens. And Neora, is your hand up?
Neora's hands up until Riley stiffens, in which case it drops back down immediately.
We will be learning the basics of performing mind magic in this class, and this class only. You will not be performing it outside of this class, and you will learn how to defend yourself against amateur attacks. That is the first year goal. So, who would like to be my volunteer for today?
Sure, I'll go.
Neora's
Is Neora raising her
yeah,
hand?
immediately. Like, before the sentence was finished.
Okay. Both of you may come up.
I walk up. I trudge up. Occlese
Okay.
doesn't walk; she trudges.
Neora vaguely
Nice.
skips.
And there is a small cauldron on the desk, and it is brewing something that he dips. He has a jar, and he dips it into the liquid in the cauldron on the desk, and he hands it to you, Neora, and he says, "Drink."
Okay. Like, hypothetically, what are the side effects? Okay, I'll just drink.
Great.
Drinks.
So you down it, and you start to feel very loose. Your muscles start to loosen. Your head just feels a little bit light and floaty. And he will point to the jar and say, "This potion is called Ostium Lata. I hope you all writing this down." And he takes a sharp look around the room at people jotting notes, hopefully, and when they aren't writing notes, he'll look at them just until they pull it out awkwardly. It consists of 3 essential ingredients. A griffin
called my own notes.
Ostium Lata.
Ostium.
Is it one word or 2?
It is 2 words.
Okay, I will hyphenate.
Neora, like, awkwardly asks if they should be writing something down. Like, if they're still
No.
able to.
You may copy the notes of your neighbor when you go back to your seat.
Everything feels kind of weird.
Good. That's
The
what it's
shoes
supposed
really
to feel
hurt.
like. Now, there are 3 essential ingredients in this potion. A griffin feather, kelpie brain, and a soothing flavor that anesthetizes the senses. In this case, we have chamomile.
It does taste pretty good.
How do you feel right now? What's your name, student?
And Neora,
How do you feel, Neora?
a little bit uncomfortable. Everything's kind of like a lot, but also not. And like, it's a little bit like everyone's talking to me, or like someone said I did something wrong again, and then like I'm back at home, or but also like I'm here and I don't really know anyone, and like everything's a little bit much, and then it just like I sits on the floor.
That's enough. So, let's take a look inside of Neora's mind. And he'll pull out his wand, and he'll tap it against the side of your temple. And you start to feel your brain close in with pressure. It's a very overwhelmingly tight, pressured feeling that sinks inward and then expands. And as he's putting his wand to your temple, he drags it back and pulls out visibly that the whole class can see bubbles that start to rise up. And they're like swirling color, different kinds of colors. and they rise into intricate networks above your head, Neora.
Yeah, I think I will sit back down. I don't need to be a volunteer anymore.
Stay.
Okay, yes.
Stay. So, these are the memories of Neora. Only the surface memories of what's happened within the last month or so. What do you see? So Neora, I want you to give an explanation of like, so he will hone in on a bubble and he'll tap it a little bit, just gentle enough to make it clear so that people can see within the bubble what memory it is. What memory would you like to share with the class?
Which kind of ones is he looking for? Is he looking for particularly big ones? He's looking for prominent ones? What kind of memories is he looking for? Because that will determine.
He will tap on a very bright memory, one that's larger than the others.
Okay, so we've been at school for less than a month at this point, so probably before. It is Neora and Riley underneath a branch, like a fallen log, in Neora's home, with like a bunch of nymphs probably shouting for Neora, trying to find them, as Neora and Riley are giggling and laughing underneath. And like as they pass, Neora and Riley sit there talking, and they pull out some like the art and photos and stuff they've done, and just kind of talking about it. As Neora ends it by handing Riley Neora's acceptance letter to the school.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Neora has told none of us that
Nope.
they knew Riley, right?
Nope.
Okay. Eero's not subtle. Eero is fully going to like turn around in their chair and stare at Riley. Then
Yeah, so Riley, you can hear audibly gasp when they're watching this memory. They're covering, like, and they're like watching, just very surprised at what they're looking at. And Professor Petrova pauses for a moment, and you kind of see a little bit of a twitch at the side of his eye as he gets a closer look at your face, Neora, and then he looks slowly over at Riley, back at you, and his eyebrows raise a little bit. And that's the expression you see transpire across his face. He's just like, all right. Now, very interesting memory. Just like this bubble, some bubbles take up more space than others. Traversing the mind is reserved for only those most skilled. If I were to pop this bubble, it would dissipate and we would lose this memory. It would be lost to time. Usually in the case of fond memories, the mind wants to hold on to these bubbles. It doesn't want to let them go. They can reshape with enough effort and enough time, but it's not easy to do. You can do irreparable damage with one clumsy misstep, depending on how far you go in. And so he will take his wand back, and he will take it to the other side of your temple. And he will do a spell that drags all of the memories back in through the other side.
There
And
is
you go ahead.
probably one that hovers a little bit longer, and almost as the professor's talking gets bigger and bigger, and it is a roiling storm that almost has lightning kind of coming off it for a minute before it comes back in at the end.
So we see only a bit of lightning. Is that what you're saying?
It's almost clouded by a storm, with like
Okay.
lightning kind of coming off it. If anyone wants to touch that, they're welcome to, but that's definitely there.
Okay, so that's kind of the glimpse we see as it goes back in.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's the biggest one.
interesting. Okay, and Professor Petrova will look to you and go sit back down.
Can I go back?
Yes, go sit
Okay.
back down. And you feel dizzy. You feel extremely dizzy. But you're able to make your way back to your desk, and he turns to you, Achilles. All right.
I
are
mean,
you
all
ready?
you're going to hear is organ music. I think it's fine.
Drink. And he'll dip the jar in and give it to you.
I'm allergic to chamomile. she drinks
Then we
it.
will resuscitate you.
Oh my god.
So you drink it and you feel the same sort of sensation of just your mind opening, loosening, your body loosening as well. It's like an open door, basically.
I'm
And
just all loosey-goosey like Slender Man.
Yes. Your long limbs. And he puts the wand to your temple and drags those memories back out. And he lowers down. Well, actually, you're probably taller than him. Never mind. He steps to the other side. He says, "Can you still hear me?"
Yes. There's just like a very long.
Don't move.
A very long. Like it takes a moment, but it takes a moment for her to respond. But she says yes.
Good. So, and he turns back to the class. For today, you will be exploring the surface memories of your classmates. Time can move slower within the mind, so I will indicate when you are done by ringing the bell on my desk. When the bell rings, I would like the one whose mind is open to try and push the invader out, which is what you will be demonstrating for us right now. So, he will go ahead and look around to the bubbles, the network of bubbles above your head, Oclis, and he will pick a particularly dark one that he sees. It's a bit smaller and it's towards the back. And he'll tap it with his wand.
A dark memory? Oh, does it matter like what age? Like if she was younger or was it more recent or
Now, these are surface memories, so they can be... Surface memory can be something that happened recently or something you return to mentally quite a lot. They're memories that stay pretty much on the top of your mind. Traumatic incidences, things like that, normally are in a deeper level of the mind. So they're not particularly traumatic. People can tap accidentally into those, but that's not what the professor is doing right now.
I think for a dark memory, for Oclis would be like she's probably very, very young, sitting next to the river Styx. She's got like they look like the little like effigies from the Blair Witch Project, but they're made out of bone, and she's just playing with them like they're Barbies. And then a spirit comes out of the river Styx and like kicks it, and like it like her little effigies go flying into the river Styx, and she just looks up with these big gray eyes and just starts crying.
Oh, so and
then Cerberus bites their head off.
So as the memory starts to make memory Oclis cry, you also feel like a sadness kind of roll through you, like almost like you want to cry as well.
It was my favorite.
as Cerberus goes to bite the spirit's head off, go ahead and give me a grit check.
All right, I can do that.
Of 6.
I got a 6.
Okay, so kind of like a switch, you turn it off. You how does it feel to push away somebody's memory? Do you want to explain that to me?
To push away
So you feel Professor Petrova's like presence in your mind. You feel his magic in your mind, and it is essentially pushing on this memory to activate it, to make you think of it, to make you feel that way. What do you do to push back?
I think at first, like, she probably forgets that she's sitting in a classroom and that she's experienced, like, she, like, kind of like reminiscing and you're just thinking about it. Then she feels his presence there. And I almost imagine in almost like Inception, where, like, they're, like, shades of your memories kind of become your protectors and your coping mechanism. So I almost imagine that Cerberus kind of looks out at Professor Petrova and just lets out a massive roar and just sends him back out of her mind.
That's awesome. Okay, yeah. So Petrova feels himself kind of get pushed by the sound and the smell of Cerberus's breath, likely just like that force that takes him out of that trance, and he takes his wand back and he goes to the other side and he puts your memories back in. They whoop back into your mind, and he looks at you and he's actually he looks quite impressed, actually. He's like, not a horrible job, I will say. You're sure you've never done mind magic before?
I imagine she probably has with Hecate.
That's okay. She can lie.
Nope. Never. You did say it was forbidden, right?
In this world? Yes. And he takes a pointed look at her when he says that.
I have never performed mind magic in this world.
Good. Go sit back down.
Alrighty then, thank you. Did you get all of my brain back in my head?
He looks around the room. Yes, I do believe I did. We'd probably see a stray memory if it tried to leave. You will all be performing your first act of mind magic in this class today. So, please choose your partner and do exactly what you saw me do to Achilles and what I did to Neora. One of you will be invading, one of you will be defending, and then you will switch places.
I almost hate to ask, but we have an odd-numbered group. So does Calvic notice that Ava gets left out
So,
of her coven? It's okay if the answer's no. That's just, I don't want anyone else in my group necessarily having to deal with Ava rooting around in their brain. Then Calvic thinks he can handle it. Or we're with someone totally random.
Yeah, every group's got an odd number of people, so I'm sure there's a fair few odd numbers.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pair up with someone.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to necessarily do all of your coven. Yeah, we can have Ava.
I don't know if that
like.
would happen there, but
I feel like the most likely thing is actually a young man whose name is Darcy, wanting to do this with a very specific person. But
I agree with that. Actually, that tracks so hard.
Unless Calvic is specifically going to seek out Ava.
No, I just assumed our team was going to pair off with one another, and he would be the person who would be left to go find someone else. As I think maybe Maris would also be fine working with someone random, but
yeah, Neora would be as well. So
oh my
Neora
god, I love the chaos.
I was going to technically pair Riley with somebody.
Yeah, that's kind of
that tracks. Yeah. That tracks.
Fuck you, we want the vampire.
But if you want, I mean, I could technically pair Riley with Neora, Ava with Cal, and Darcy with Achilles, and then it would be Eero and Maris.
No, I'm okay if it's just, I think it makes sense for our coven to stick together, and there's like one floating person from every coven, and that leaves the door open for Neora and Riley, which feels important for this scene. I promise
I'll give you more Ava later. But yes, for now, yeah, let's focus on each other's, and also Riley, if you want to pair up with Riley, Neora.
Yeah, Neora. Okay, Neora will not go to Riley. Neora's going to look at Riley and like make sure they're okay first. That's a lot.
Riley is staring at you. Riley has went from staring at the memory. Riley didn't even look at the memory that was shared with Achilles, because Riley is just kind of staring at you, like unsure of how to process what they just saw.
Neora will then go up to Riley. Hi.
Do you want to be my partner?
I would love. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like that.
That's why I asked.
Yeah. Sorry. That was a lot. I'm sorry. I've been trying to find like when you're not busy to like maybe talk to you, but
I don't remember what you just shared with the class.
I
was in it. I think that was me.
Yeah, it was you.
But...
Yeah.
I think we need to go sit on the floor. Fess is saying we should go sit on the floor.
Yeah, I think so too.
And he is instructing everyone to sit down cross-legged, and the best way to go about getting into your partner's mind, the most consensual and calm way, is to sit across from each other and hold a hand while the other wand takes out the memories. Yes, what's what
The mirror game where you sit across from each other and you do this.
Yes. You need to have some kind of physical connection to make it especially easy, but I will be passing out the potions, so that way it is effortless.
We don't have to cast anything. Do we have to cast something?
Yes.
Cool.
That's
Unless you're
what he
being
was
debated.
doing with his wand. He was pulling out.
Yeah, but like maybe the potion did it. I don't know. But you have to, there's a potion and also you have to cast a spell to do it.
The potion opens the door to allow it to happen.
Cool.
All right, who are we pairing up with? Neora is pairing up with Riley.
I'll pair Aquas if you I'm sitting on the ground. If you want to, I can't do it.
Yes, I will sit with you.
Heck yeah, workout squad.
And her brain's
high fives, Maris.
her brain's a little bit fuzzy, and like you say all that, and you just stare at her for like I guess like 10 full seconds, and then like it takes a second for her brain to catch up. Like, oh yes, I'll sit with you.
Yeah, you do notice Darcy across the class was going to like go forward and ask, but then he saw them he saw you guys shuffle down to the floor, and he's like, fine. And he's like, come on. He looks over at Maz.
Yeah, I guess in fairness, does Farkas try to come pair up with Maris?
He probably does walk over, and then he notices like you guys need to like, okay. And he like turns around and he grabs the nearest person. He's like, come on, let's do it. You could just look in my mind and see my bulging biceps. It'll be great. You're welcome. And Ava and Kimmy are, of course, together, and they're just like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what's inside your mind. It's going to be glorious, glamorous.
Wow, romantic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here to ship everybody.
They're friendship braiding each other's hair, and they stop when the professor like walks over to them and hands them the potion. They're like, he's creepy. So.
Sienna, we have people saying your audio sounds a little low.
I know. I put the mic closer to my mouth. Does that help? Am I a better person? Am I a stronger, wiser, kinder woman?
Oh, good lord. It's a lot hinging on this mic, Deanna.
Yeah.
Let's start with since we're waiting on the it helps a little, yeah. Just a little though. You gotta lift it a little more, I guess.
Some things.
Let's go ahead and do Maris and Kalvik while we are waiting. So go ahead. You're going to first share with us a memory that the other taps into, and then you will have to push them out.
Oh, and did we say, remind me, these memories are supposed to be within a month or so, roughly speaking, because it's at like what's at the top of the mind?
Yeah, they're the memories that circulate in the top of your mind. So most recent or ones that you think about often.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough. I go ladies first, and Kalvik quickly pours a little bit of the potion in a vial he has in his belt, and then he takes the rest of the potion, downs it, and all right, I'm ready.
Hey. Okay, yeah, we got this. So Maris will reach out and grab one hand, and she's got the wand in her other hand. Okay. And she's going to try what the professor did and gently tap the side of Kalvik's head.
You have really soft hands. As the bubbles start to... I don't know, are we rolling to see if we can pull the bubbles out of each other's heads?
The way this works mechanically is that the potion that Petrova has provided for you makes it very, very easy. This would not be easy to do outside of the classroom because minds are usually equipped with like protective defenses against that sort
The
of thing. But
blood-brain barrier that prevents most insoluble chemicals from being able to enter into the mind.
You got it, you got it. So, like, normally it would require a roll, like if you were actually trying to do that. But because this is a very smooth, effortless process, the bubbles will come right out. And you may tap Maris on any that you see.
Okay. I guess she pulls out a couple of bubbles and
Just give me size and brightness, and I'll give you a memory to match.
a medium-sized one that's a little bit dim.
Oh, okay. I actually think this. I know. I don't know if we're trying to discover new things here, but I feel like a medium, like a dim medium memory, is the memory of running back to. Because I don't think anyone else saw this. I think this is Calvic running back to realize the fact that he forgot Axe at the party, and so he like he just, you see from Calvic's point of view the conversation he had with Axe, or at least the beginnings of the conversation he had with Axe after he forgot him in Niora's tub. But he is going to try and push you out because he's getting sad again and doesn't want to think about the fact that he screwed up. So this is a grit check.
Grit check of 6, yes.
Okay, and is this considered planned or is this a snap?
This will be, ooh, good question. I think did you take half, Ocklys?
No,
Okay.
I rolled and I just got a 6.
We'll say because you're not in the right mental state to plan right now because
Sure.
everything is
Yeah,
happening.
even though I'm like knowing this is going to happen, I just took a potion that drugged me. So, is this considered a magic roll, or is like, do I add the D4 for magic? Or is this not a magic roll to fight this off?
I wouldn't normally say it's a spell. What do you guys think?
I think it's objectively a magical effect. I don't think a monochrome could do it. To like
A
have
magical effect to push out. Okay. Yeah, I can see it. Go ahead and add your magic die. Yeah, let's do
Cool.
it.
So that is a 4 plus 1 on the D4 plus 1 for my grit, which is a total of 6.
A total of 6. And what do you think about to push her out?
I think he realizes what's happening in the memory, and I think for a moment he gets lost in like remembering it because of the effects of the potion, but then is like he has a prevailing thought of, you will never forget Axe anywhere again. And I think that he uses, and he almost like a mantra to stop. It's like the idea, I forget what book it's in, but when it's just like you're going to memorize this script of paper. It was the Aragon series, Inheritance Cycle. You're going to just memorize this thing. So he's using this almost as like a fulcrum of, I will not forget Axe anywhere again. I will not forget Axe anywhere again. And maybe even like start saying it out loud with Axe sitting right next to him. And he like, oh, I'm sorry, Axe has to be in the locker because they're supposed to put everything in the locker. Sorry, buddy. And so he like thinks that over and over and over again to force Maris out of his head.
Awesome. And you push Maris out, and Maris, you feel yourself come back to yourself. You're no longer in Calvic's mind. And I assume you can put the memories back in his head now.
All right.
I'm a memory vacuum cleaner. Whew. That was fun. My turn. Drink.
Okay. And she'll drink. Oh.
Danny, Headmaster Danny, did you see my message on Discord by chance?
I will look now.
Just very curious. So yeah, I think how does Maris react to drinking the potion?
She doesn't handle it quite as well as you. She is less accustomed to mind-altering substances.
Okay, so I think you look particularly zonked as Calvic raises his big golden wand up and starts to try and pull memories out of your head. And I think, how many bubbles, Headmaster, would you say on average are coming out of people's heads as people are like pulling bubbles out?
Surface thoughts, there's a lot. There's a lot of surface thoughts that normally come out. And
Sure.
The deeper you go into a mind, normally the more narrow everything becomes.
So you'd get less, but would it be considered like more vibrant colored? But like, what is
They're more
the
intense normally. Yeah. So vibrant colors, memories that sometimes people suppress, sometimes just memories you forget about. But I mean, I guess, yeah, it would depend. Like I would say actually they're not more vibrant. The deeper you go, the darker they are, or like the more faded they are, because they're ones that are either being
Sure.
suppressed or forgotten.
Okay. I think Calvic puts his wand up to the side of Maris's head and starts to pull, and this is like super easy. Like
Yes.
he has no problem just like, and I think he like looking around, most of the other bubbles are that very sharp focused whatever, but near like the tail end I think Calvic keeps pulling and thinks he's done, and then like tries to drop his arm, and the bubbles just keep coming and coming and coming, and he
Mm-hmm.
looks very confused until we get down to some of those very faded, like very darker looking bubbles, and he like shakes his wand to try to get the bubbles off, and finally they stop and start flicking around, and they're kind of just all around him and Maris right now, and he's looking around very carefully like, what the and
So
then mhm.
you have pulled out quite a lot of the surface memories, and yes, the wand is sucking out the ones that are in the deeper consciousness, and it are you saying they're starting to float? So basically you tried to shake it and they're
Yeah,
floating
I
away
think
now?
Calvic is
Oh
like
my
just like
God.
stop, and he's like literally saying stupid, stop, and he's like trying to. I think if they're still connected, he's just trying to get it to break the connection so he can start trying to shove some of these what look to be kind of important memories back into Maris's
Oh
brain.
my god.
Yeah, and Professor Petrova is currently, his back is turned to you. He is focused on another student right now. Probably was an uneven number, so he's maybe like working with them.
Yeah.
And so, Maris, are you ready to share with us an intense memory?
Well, so do I get to choose what memory? Because I like to think Calvic would not be mean to be like, oh, this one looks
That
important.
depends.
I
Maris,
don't
are you
know.
ready?
Sure, yes. Yeah, okay.
Then I think maybe Calvic, in his effort to like break the connection, finally like hits the wand and it breaks, and he's like, "Oh, thank," and he like gestures and goes, "Oh, thank God," and then taps on one of these super faded memories and is like, "Fuck."
It was gonna be, yeah, you tapping or the wand launching it.
Oh yeah, either way,
So-
I think that's important, and he just like, "Oh."
But I kind of like the tapping accidentally.
Mm-hmm. And then is it like I get pulled into that memory? I start to experience that memory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. So he goes, "Oh, fuck."
Okay. Yeah, this is one that is an older memory, but it probably came out a little bit more easily because she still thinks about it all the time. And Calvic, you can see it's a cheerleading competition. And Maris is there with the whole rest of her team in a bright blue uniform, and it's loud and the lights are bright, and she is standing there with two other girls, and they lift up the one and give her a toss, and as she does her flip in the air, there's a camera flash that goes off, and you can see that Maris, her attention wavers for a second, and she blinks just a fraction too long, and she's not in the right position. And instead of catching the girl comes tumbling down and lands with an audible snap of bone. There is chaos after that. The music stops. The cheering in the audience stops. Everything goes quiet except for the terrible sounds that this poor girl is making.
Did Maris react really strongly to this in the moment?
Very much so.
What
She
was her
is
first exclamation?
no. And she is down on her knees, trying to hold the girl still. It looks like she's racing through whatever first aid she can think of, getting her to lay back, trying to brush the girl's hair back from her face and telling her it's going to be okay. Apologizing, constant apologizing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. And just so much emotion, like just rolling off of her.
I guess I don't know how this would look, but I like to imagine from the outside, this looks like everyone not in this memory, like everyone else in the class just hears both Maris and Kalvik at the same time yell, "No!" And then they're like weirdly holding each other's hands, leaning forward as if they're both over someone in between them. And then they're just both chanting like back and forth in unison with each other. "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And I imagine that's maybe what gets the professors.
Yes, so it gets everybody's attention really in the class. They all turn to look, and those of them who are not in a trance right now. And Professor Petrova turns sharply, and his eyes get wide, and he's like, "No shit, push him out!" And he runs over to Maris, and he gets behind her and kneels behind her, and he puts a hand on her shoulder, and he just says in her ear, "Push him out." All right, so grit check of, let's see, let's go 9.
Oh gosh, okay. Oh, that is 14.
Okay, so this
Dang.
this emotion is so strong for you, and just like the sharp snap of the bone that you hear echo in your mind, you just react with such a sharp. Okay, here, you tell us how you push him out.
It is just a brute force. She, in the memory, in her mind, and everything, she just shoves, physically pushes, and breaks the connection.
Breaks the
Kalvik
connection.
goes sprawling backwards.
And at that point, Professor Petrova, now that you've exited Maris's mind, shoots out his wand and shoots out a net that catches all of the bubbles that are kind of drifting around the room at this point, and he yanks them down and puts them back into your mind, Maris, and you feel them kind of like slide in quickly, and it just feels like a rush. It feels like overwhelming. The colors are brighter around you, the sounds are louder around you, everything comes rushing back, and yeah, like you definitely feel the emotions of that memory. I don't know if like you're crying right now or
she is just sobbing.
Okay, yes. And
Kalvik comes up like wiping tears from his own eyes and looks at his wand and looks back at Maris and like drops his wand on the ground and goes and runs over towards Maris and is like, "I am so sorry.
I told you to access surface memories only. What did you do?"
I don't know. I don't know. I just started pulling and it didn't stop."
All right, well, take her to the nurse.
Yeah, okay. Come on, and like starts trying to lift.
And she is just a sobbing mess and leaning very heavily on Kalvik.
Farkas will also kind of be like, I should go too. I should go. Are you okay? And he'll help with that process.
Are Oculus and I, are we just assuming we're in a trance right now? Or you're muted?
Just imagine like Eero and Oculus are about to start, and then they see that, and then they're like, I'm Oculus at that point would be absolutely terrified to cast any kind of spell on Eero.
And Professor Petrova will straighten, look at the class and say, "Now you know why mind magic is considered a forbidden art. That is why when you handle memories sloppily, that's what happens." And so, okay.
Kalvik definitely left his wand on the ground, and I imagine that as they leave the room, it's just rolling towards the door and just starts bumping against the door. Like.
And Professor Petrova will walk over and put his foot down on it and pick it up. and it gives a little bit of a shock, which he's just like, and he like goes to, yeah, he's like, what? But then he goes over to his desk and he opens the door and he puts it in there. He throws it in there and he slams it shut. And he looks over at you, Iro. What?
Is he doing it from the other side of the room? He's saying what?
Yeah, he snaps his head towards you and he's like, what? Speak!
Could we be excused, please?
Have you done your assignment?
And now we find out if Iro can lie to a professor.
My charm is like 4, so...
Mine is also a D4.
Well, we are totally fucked.
But
Then no, you cannot leave.
My coven is crying, and covens come before everything.
Mind magic is not easy, and your other coven mate, who screwed up royally, has it handled. So you two will engage in the assignment. Unless you'd like to show the class.
No, this is fine. Are you going to stare at us the whole time? Because it's making me personally very self-conscious.
Then get to work before I bring you up to the front to demonstrate. And he turns sharply and goes back to the student that he was working with before.
So Iro, on their character sheet, their number one fear is being singled out in front of people. Would they be considered to be panicked now, or would it have to be greater than the teacher threatening them with it?
I would say it's a mild panic. Yeah, I would say it's a mild panic because everybody did look to you and he did call you out. And I don't think you've ever been called out by a professor before. So that just means you are your heart is going about, is going very fast. You can only make snap decisions, but this is a snap decision. No adversity tokens from others, and checks at a -3 penalty.
Wow.
We'll say it's a -1 because you're not like intensely fearful, but you are like, oh god, it was a lot.
Iro's not going to talk anymore. It's just going to point at Oculus and say, "You go." Yeah.
Do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first?
I'm going to pick up the potion and I'm going to drink it. Just kind of like toss it back. I don't know if we're supposed to have half of it or what. Are we like splitting it halvesies, or is it just there's a serving for each of us in like a cute little solo cup?
There's a serving for each of you.
Okay, I'll take my serving and just toss it back, and then.
So I just feel like I wasn't given consent when it happened to me, and I just feel like, is it okay if she starts to move with her, like to keep with her face as she's swaying. Do I have your consent to do this?
Not like I have a choice.
I don't know if that's a yes or a no, but
Yes,
okay,
yes.
okay, great, wonderful. And Oculus is just gonna kind of like chicken wing for a second, and then she's going to just very gently, never you really used the stick before. Usually it's my fingers. And
You can just put your fingers in.
Oculus isn't used to using her wand, and she will actually like kind of hold it off to the side and like use her hand, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Like she was never taught with the stick, so she has no idea like what the hell, like do I just smack her on the head? Like what do I do?
And it feels much more natural with your fingers. You have an ability that allows you to use your fingers instead, right? If I recall.
She doesn't have to use a wand to cast magic.
Okay. Yeah, so you feel like you have more control this way. So you're gonna pull him out. And what memory are we gonna hear from Iro?
What kind of bubble are you looking for?
She would probably just like grab like just very daintily a nice shiny, very very like almost holographic, very very colorful Because she's not used to the colorful type stuff. She's used to the dark gray monochromatic, like in the literal sense type stuff. It's just she grabs something more shiny.
I think that this would be Summer in the Arbor. It's beautiful, bursting with green. The light is filtering down through these happy, broad leaves. There's all these semi-clothed, absolutely gorgeous, absolutely enormous dryads lounging beatifically against manners of draped objects and trees, and everyone is drinking. There's some people making out a little while back, and you can see I think you would come to the memory looking down at most of this scene, and you are seated. I don't know if you're experiencing it from Eero's point of view or if you're kind of sat beside Eero all the way up in this tree where Eero's kind of curled up like a gargoyle, totally nude. Just like the majority of the people here. Some of them have like little sashes and things, but clothes don't matter. But beside them, also sitting a little bit less curled, a little bit more stately, is Sana, who you have met, you would recognize, with the beautiful white birch skin and the long, gorgeous green hair, wearing clothing, wearing jewelry. And I think the conversation that they appear to be having is, Eero doesn't say, I didn't think you were coming back. And Sana doesn't say, I didn't want to. But that is around the conversation that they are having. And as the conversation goes on, I think Eero kind of hooks his ankle around his siblings, and there is some fondness there. And Lila is above in the tree, sitting on a little branch, eating a live mouse, having a really good afternoon. And it is for Eero a very good memory, even as complicated as Sana's return is. I think that that's the memory that you would get out of that little bubble. Yeah.
There is just kind of like a very, a genuine, like, she doesn't realize it, but like just a small, like a pull at her cheeks if she could smile properly. And then she will just put it back, or put all the memories back in your head, however. Like, just, I guess, I almost imagine kind of like when you're in a bubble bath and you're just kind of like moving all the bubbles, like all the foamy bubbles back. And that she'll say, there's just so many colors up here. Where you're from is very beautiful. I'm used to lots of black and gray, sometimes red. Very, very dark, almost like puke green. But this is beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty. Did I have to do a check to get out of it, or am I just able to?
Oh God, I forgot about that. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
We will say that Ocles took it upon herself to put them back.
Okay.
Because she knows that you already said, I can't do this very well.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I could I maybe pretend like, whoa, that.
Yeah, you could.
You really just, smacked me out of there with your brain hand with so much ferocity. You gotta at least come on. You're in a theater troupe.
Want me to hit you?
Sure, make it more realistic. Yo,
Oh God.
A nice. Ah!
Petrova will turn his head sharply and be like,
This
no
is-
physical contact in the mind magic class, please."
It wasn't physical contact. Aero is just good at repelling me out of her mind.
I think I'm gonna throw up. Okay, ready?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes. I'm already loosey-goosey.
Okay.
If it makes you feel better, none of my memories are good, so if you lose any, it's fine.
That doesn't. Okay. How far away is the nurse from here?
Is Eero asking the professor that?
No. This is me asking Danny because I would know by now, right?
Oh, yeah, it's probably down the hall. They set the mind magic class very close to the nurse, I believe.
Okay.
That
Well, I
is
don't
good
want to.
planning.
I feel
combat magic on one side, mind magic on the other.
Eero is kind of freaked out. Eero's kind of freaked out, but they don't see a point in also freaking out Aklas, so they're just gonna whenever you're ready.
I'm ready.
You have to drink it.
Oh, again? Okay.
Oh
We're
my
go.
God.
Here goes round two. my muscles are going. My muscles are just going to melt through my mouth.
Achilles is on the floor.
Yeah, I guess I'll take another one. I'm laying on the floor.
Yeah, you're
drooling
like a puddle.
Pees yourself a little bit.
Oh my God. Okay, Eero. So
and you do it now, Eero.
what happens, Eero?
Do I have your consent?
Yes, you have my consent.
That counts, I think. I'm gonna take out my stick. Do the little motion.
What happens?
Fuck all happens. Oh, she's unconscious.
And Professor Petrova will walk over and be like, why is she laying on the floor?
Her mind is so well protected that I can't even.
Did she take more of the potion?
Is she not supposed to?
Like her heartbeat is slowing
she
down.
already took it during the sample.
I don't know, but
at the front.
To be fair to me, you gave her another one.
Take her to the nurse.
Great, that's okay. Wonderful. How?
Ow!
Lift her up and take her to the nurse. You haven't learned a levitation spell yet? All right. Class, I will be right back. And he looks around and he's like, all right, you're in charge. And he points to Ava and he takes his wand and he levitates her up off the floor. Let's go. Come on, you two. And he'll levitate Achilles out of the room. And Ava just goes up to the front and sits on the desk and goes, all right, bitches, I'm in charge. That means you get to do whatever I say.
Thank you for the raid from Architects of Fate.
Thank you.
Hello.
All right, we're going to roll on into Neora and Riley. That is our last mind magic couple for the class. And Riley will look at Neora just kind of awkwardly, and they'll say, all right, would you like to go first, or should I?
Well, okay, so, to come clean, completely out in the open before we go into this, I'm assuming you I kind of saw from your reaction you maybe already know, but there was some mind magic cast on you. Not by me. I've been trying to work out who and why. So you've kind of, I know we're like.
Wait, what? What are you talking about?
So you know how we're sort of friends now, and we hang out every now and again, and we had the conversation about my hands being water in the cafe, the food court.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had that conversation before, about 4 years ago.
4 years ago? I mean, I don't remember that. I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, so I trust, I know you don't know me well enough, but I trust you more than anything. If you can go look at anything you want in there, there are two that's really going to stand out. One that's really bright, which you're more than welcome to have a look into. And there's the one that you maybe saw as they're putting it back in, which is the storm, and that may also give you some answers.
And I
Your call. You can look at both. I don't mind. You're welcome to do anything you want in there. You know pretty much everything in there anyway.
but I don't know everything in there.
I know. I'm sorry.
Do you want to look at mine first?
If you'd feel more comfortable that way,
I think so.
you might spend longer in mine, I guess. So.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right, I'll take the potion first then.
Okay.
And Riley will take it and swallow it and be like, "Oh wow, this really does affect you, doesn't it?"
Yeah, it does a number on you.
Oof.
Okay, you good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's give it a shot. And then
All
Neora
right.
will give it a go. Pull.
And Neora, you pull out the bubbles, and unlike everybody else's network of memories that have been kind of like very intricate forests of memories, just bubbles upon bubbles, big sizes, small sizes, medium sizes, just shoved into their brain. Riley's, as you might imagine, looks pretty barren. There's maybe it's been maybe a few weeks since the incident, so maybe 3. So you see probably about 10 memories. They've experienced a lot, but that's the kind of it's very barren. And which one would you like to, or would you like to? I mean, you've probably seen most of them, but
Yeah, they've probably been there for an awful lot of the more recent memories.
mm-hmm.
And a lot of the older ones, but they're not really there anymore. So,
But yeah, you notice how empty it looks.
Okay, so we are meant to at least practice repelling. So, give it a shot repelling me when I go in, and I'll let you play around after.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you aren't, is there a memory you want to pop into, or are we just going to go into the pushing out?
We're just going to go in. We're going to go into a pushing out. Just a memory to let Riley have a go.
Yeah, Neora will probably go into the memory where Riley was being bullied by Ava in Sleipnir, and then you start to see yourself, which is really weird, but you start to see yourself come in and blast Ava, and you get like this feeling of wonder and awe and kind of admiration from Riley's perspective as Riley looks at you and what you did for them. And then Riley, kind of like with the tidal wave that pushes Ava, will push you out as well. It's not a strong push. It's kind of like all right, let's see if this works. And he pushes you out. I'd imagine you don't resist.
Yeah, no. Very much kind of giving Riley completely free rein for anything that they want.
See anything fun in there?
The day we met this time, the day you met me.
And then Riley will, you gonna take the potion?
I already took it. Do you want to give it a? I don't know if I meant to double dose.
No, don't do that.
I did
you
it with
don't want
the
to end up
brownies.
like that, like, your coven mate. Ockley's, was it? Anyway, so I'm gonna go in your mind now. So
Yeah,
here we
it
go.
did not end well.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And
I trust you.
Riley will pull out the memories, and first we'll tap into the one that we watched in class. And Riley will spend a good few minutes watching that memory, and will be smiling while they watch it, because it's a nice memory. It's a sweet memory, and they're a little hesitant to move on to the next one, but they're deeply, very, very curious. So
can Neora, obviously, like by focusing, kind of push certain memories forward?
yes, you can.
Okay. Feel free to say no if this makes you uncomfortable, but I think you can kind of tell that we've at least sort of met. Do you want to see May first on it?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
And that is, rather than being bright. It definitely is, but not necessarily light. It is a swirl of color, and it looks a little bit like Neora's flower. It is the prime memory of Neora. And if Riley hits it, it'll be a significantly younger Riley, more of a teenager. They're walking home one day, and they accidentally drop a camera out the back of the bag. Neora picks it up, and maybe a day or so later, the memory kind of blurs a little bit. Time. Riley's looking for it, and Neora kind of nervously comes down like, "Hey, you dropped this." And pretty much the same conversation they had inside the food court plays out of Riley touching Neora's hand, mentioning that there's running water, and Neora kind of revealing a little bit about who Neora is to Riley. Much the same feeling of admiration that Riley had towards Neora, this time is reflected from Neora to Riley.
And Riley will... Do you push Riley out of this memory eventually?
No.
So Riley will eventually kind of gently withdraw from the memory. And were there any other things you wanted to share in Neora's mind?
Neora can have a look through as many as... Riley can have a look as many as they want. There is 1,000,001 glowing memories, all of which contain Riley.
After that memory... Okay. After that memory, Riley will shakily kind of put the memories back in Neora's head and opens their eyes, and you can tell there's like tears running down their cheeks, and they look into Neora's eyes, and they're just like, "Can we keep doing that?"
Yeah. Calvic's really good at potions, so we could
You can keep making that potion. We can keep doing that.
I'm sure Calvic could. If not, I'll work something out. I promise.
I want to find out what happened to me. I want to find out why I don't have any of those memories in your head.
I've been trying to work that out too. But if you don't have to accept this now or ever, but this is yours, and Neora will take off one of the 2 bracelets made of flowers of their 2 birth months. Do you remember your birthday?
I have it somewhere.
I mean, I'm asking you if Riley remembers it. Like, I've got it written down.
Oh.
Does Riley remember?
No, I don't even think I remember that really well.
Okay, well, how about I give you this, and if you want to keep piecing memories together, when you remember which flower was which of us, you let me know.
And Riley will gently take the bracelet, put it over their hand and onto their wrist, and they'll kind of squeeze Neora's hands. Neora, do you promise that you'll help me find out who I am? I want to find myself.
With everything I am. I've not stopped looking.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Kind of, sort of my life, so, you know.
And Riley will lean forward and lean their forehead against Neora's. Just take that moment between them. Very quiet, sweet moment, but you can tell that Riley is very shaken by all of
Neora
these.
does not let go of Riley until Riley wants to.
And after like 15 minutes, Professor Petrova does not return. So Ava like slams her hand on the desk and she's like, "All right, bitches, class dismissed." That's the rule, I think. I think it's like 15 minutes when we're left alone. So we can all just go to dinner now.
Do you want to get lunch?
I'll be assigning you homework tonight. And I think we are going to go into break now.
Just across the canvas shows up. It just all package. Everyone gets something. It says, "Okay, bitches, homework."
Yeah.
Like, God damn it, Ava.
It's like, Okay, bitches, homework. You have to give Ava a gift, and the best one gets 100 points.
All right, going to break. We'll see y'all in a little bit.
See you in a little bit.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the second half of Chromatic Academy. We just had some trauma happen in mind magic, which should be expected, right? I mean, it's mind magic. So we're going to go back into Neora. Neora, what are you doing?
Yeah, Neora's gonna find Maris is the goal, but if Calvic's also there, that's also great because they also need to talk to Calvic. But Maris is the goal. They know they went to the nurse's office. They also know that everyone else went to the nurse's office, so they go to the nurse's office.
So you'll see Nurse Fio, who is like putting together a medicine, and putting it on a washcloth that they give to Maris. It's like warm and it's soothing that Maris can put on their head. You remember Nurse Fio from the potion roulette contest?
Yeah.
Nymph.
Made his dude himself, I think.
Yeah.
Maris, I am so sorry. Again, cannot stress. Not my intention. Don't know what happened.
But you saw all of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can pretend I didn't, but I did.
I think, maybe we're just not gonna talk about that for now. If that's okay.
Whatever you need.
Okay.
Absolutely. And he sits back quietly.
And she looks at the nurse. Can I go back to my room now?
Yes, of course. Take care of yourself. Do you want any more of the medicine that I gave you?
Yeah, I think that would probably be good. Yeah.
And they'll drip the pale lavender liquid into a vial and hand it to you.
Thanks. And, yeah, her plan is just to go back to the room and probably cry for a little while longer. And maybe get ambushed by Neora.
Yeah, Neora is stood outside, like the door, kind of tapping their feet on the ground.
Oh, hi, Neora.
Hi, is this bad time? If you prefer, that's okay. I can come back. I can maybe do this later. Like, I'm sorry. I'm so up.
I'm going back to the room. I could probably use some company, unless I don't know if Calvic's coming too.
Yeah, Calvic, you come in.
I think I need to get my wand. If you guys, I know out of character you might want Calvic there, but Calvic feels a little bad right
100%.
now and is like, if you need to, you guys go ahead. I gotta go get my wand.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, go.
I know you're not feeling great, so I can talk about it later. But at some point, like when it's convenient for you, like I'd love to have a chat about some of the stuff you maybe saw in there at the beginning and continuing.
Yeah,
but like I get it if you're busy or like he's not.
No, I think it would be nice to talk about someone else's memory and not mine.
Okay. So I've known Riley quite a while. I didn't meet them on the train.
Yeah, yeah.
Riley doesn't remember me.
Huh. That's not normal, is it?
No, it's not. No, that's kind of what I need to fix.
Okay.
That's kind of why I got so defensive on the train, and what I'd sent the mouse to look for.
Okay, yeah.
We'll get to the room. I'll talk about it there. And
yeah.
Joe kind of hurries up a little bit, and then like close the door, like put something against it, like a large potted plant, so it's very clearly heard when it opens. So like, I know you like the headmaster and like the rules, and like you're quite a good student, but like you're also like my best friend in the coven, and like you're really nice, and like I really appreciate your input. So you've got to promise not to arrest me or like talk to any authorities about this. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need to do some pretty illegal magics. Okay, so Riley, you went to a monochrome school, yeah?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, Riley was monochrome. their entire life. Found me in a forest, and we've been friends for years. And then just as I head to the academy, I was going to go meet them to like say I was coming here, and they went missing, and there was blood on the floor. And then I found them on the floor in the train, and their memories were all erased, and they don't remember anything. And also, when I went into their mind today, they don't really have any memories. It's all like this week.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. So, clearly someone's done something, probably because they worked out they're like, monochrome being brought into the magical world, and I need to fix that. I need to restore Riley's memories because they're like my best friend, and I love them, and I don't know what to do about them.
Okay.
I've been trying for like the past little while, but I don't really have much information yet.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd be good at like illegal things. That's not really my strong suit. But I know all about like mono stuff. So I could like sit with Riley and talk about like TV shows and stuff and like just boring mono stuff that might like trigger a memory for her.
That is the reason I could talk about films and stuff with you when we've talked about comics and films.
Okay, great. So yeah, we should invite Riley over.
Yeah.
And like talk about movies and things and films. Sorry, a different side of the ocean.
Yes.
But no, we'll figure it out. And yeah, I can at least help with that. And I mean, I'm not going to turn you into any authorities. And
all the teachers.
Well, no, they're authorities. Relatively. But no, I won't turn you in or anything.
Do you think Calvic can make that potion?
She noticed Calvic pouring some of that into a vial, didn't she?
He was not trying to hide it from you.
I think Calvic could easily give you some of that potion. Yes.
Yeah, I think might need to be more of a. I don't know like what the long-term effects of it on my mind are, but that really doesn't matter. We're going to need to work that out.
Well, and you might not need as much if you're like a willing participant, right?
Yeah, true. Like
I don't know.
Learn about.
We should maybe ask Aklis because of the way she was really being
kind of
weird
touchy
in her emphasis about never doing it in this world.
Yeah,
I kind of get the feeling
probably
that
knows.
She might be able to help you with that part too.
Yeah, she seems like she knows a lot about off-level legal stuff.
Not necessarily illegal, just a different moral code.
Also, the professor mentioned that like it's possible to like obviously you come from like a more magical family. Like I kind of grew up in a forest without talking to anyone. The professor mentioned that like memories could come back. Have you heard anything about that before? Like, you know what? Maybe like I was gonna knowledge about how it works. I don't know.
I don't like Okay, so my magic education was in magic school on the weekends, and so it wasn't like full-time or anything, and mind magic wasn't allowed. But so I don't know, I guess, okay, growing up in a forest and only hearing about like mono movies from Riley, you probably don't have like a whole huge background in the Chromatic films. But
no.
Oh man, there's some really cool stories and books and movies about people who've had their minds messed with mind magic and they totally get their memories back. It's like the amnesia stories on the romance channels.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if they're actually true or if it's just like made up for the movies, but it's in the movies. So
yeah, magic exists.
Exactly. I bet it could happen.
Like I'm literally made of water. Like, I mean, reality is
right?
kind of there's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
I've been told people aren't normally made of water.
You have what now?
I was told that people aren't normally made of water. I've recently been made aware that's that's like a niche thing.
No, I mean we're like 80% water humans.
Okay.
But we just have like other stuff on the outside keeping the water in, I guess.
Yeah, you got like, the fleshy bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that Calvin keeps telling me to hide, but I don't really have any, so I don't really understand that. That's like a really weird thing.
Do you get that? It's a modesty thing, and honestly, it carries over from humans because, like, ancient humans were kind of prudes.
Okay.
But honestly, if you want to not wear your sweater in here, you don't have any bits, and it doesn't bother me.
You hear Calvic yell from off camera, "You have to cover your bits!"
Reflexive. Yeah, I mean, I like the sweater and all. Like, it was
It's
one
really
of the
cute. Yeah.
first things like we did together.
Oh, and Riley?
Yeah, like she was like 15 and he was like 15, and I don't have any money, so plant and stuff. So we stole it from a store, and like I don't
You
really.
shoplifted?
Well, like I don't
Dirty
really
girl.
trigger any sensors because
Because you're not
water.
made of bits. Yeah. Okay.
It's
That's
kind of hard to
funny.
detect me. And like Riley said, if I was like going into the town, I was I need to like hide myself a little bit more. So I thought like a hood and like I could wear like black pants.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that where you're like
So I
kind
got
of
that.
incognito.
Yeah. I eventually convinced my aunt to like disguise me sometimes, like for like research. If I was going to like a school, I kind of like convinced my aunt that like it would be good to at least know how people talk.
Right.
So sometimes I'd get away with that, and then we'd go to like into the town. But yeah.
Oh man, it sounds like you had a good time with her.
Yeah. I'm also going to be entirely honest. I'm not entirely sure what gender Riley is. I
Oh.
don't have bits. I'm not entirely sure what bits other people have. I'm not entirely sure what gender you are.
Oh, technically I am female.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've got all the matching female bits, and I use my pronouns are she, her. And
Okay, cool. Yeah, and people don't really have bits where I'm from.
Yeah, I kind of am getting that.
It's all kind of new to me.
That's cool though. Yeah.
Also, Josh,
Yeah.
goddammit, the chat you did. It just popped on the bottom of my screen.
All right. So you guys good?
Yeah, Nero will continue kind of
we have a plan.
rambling until the door Nero will shut the fuck up and just sit down.
I don't know if we have to do a whole scene about this. Back in the nurse's office, Iro is feeling awful about knocking you unconscious. Oculus,
Am
are
I
they gonna live?
Am I still on? Yeah, I'm just. Please, I'm on.
Theo just looks at Iro and they just kind of laugh a little and they're like, yes, Aklis will live. They're just out. They had a little too much of the potion.
So
Which-
loose. Just so loose.
Now, granted, too much of anything can have detrimental consequences, but two
Yeah.
jars isn't going to kill your
Okay.
coven mate.
Okay. So should she sleep here? Should she? I don't know if she likes to sleep on a bed. Normally, she likes to sleep on a bed of black stone. Do we
Well-
need that in here?
Unfortunately, we don't have that. But for now, and Theo will look over, and Aklis probably has her head on a pillow, but maybe to her legs down, is slumped over. For now, we'll just wait for her to wake up, and
Okay.
then you can help her back to the dorm if you'd like. But if you have to leave, I can let you know when she wakes up.
That was the last class of the day, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'll get out a little folding chair. My feet don't touch the ground. While your legs are hanging off the side of the bed, I'm just gonna sit. When you wake up. I'll spend the rest of my day like that, I think.
And Theo would just kind of laugh to themselves, and they'll make some tea for you, and they'll give you some, and they'll just go about their business.
I sniff
When
it suspiciously.
Calvic, you are walking down the hall to get your wand, are you not?
I am. I'm heading back. I gotta go get that stupid, thick golden rod.
And as you start walking down the hall towards the Mind Magic class, you, to your surprise, will see Master Conway walk out of the classroom. And you just hear him go, yeah, all right, I heard you already the first time. Okay, whatever. And he has your wand in his hands. And he's like looking at it.
Oh,
And
perfect timing, Master Conway.
Is this yours?
Yes, it is. Careful with that thing.
This is like one of the older models. Did you inherit this thing?
Yes.
Well, clearly you don't know how to use it. And he'll toss it to you. Do you catch it?
I would like to think I do. I catch it and go, on this we do agree.
Make
Did you
a
get my
flight
note?
check.
God, you wanna... Actually, that's
I want
probably
to
a
see
good...
if you catch it.
Flight check of 5.
Oh, good. Well, I have a D4 plus 1, so...
Oh, no.
That's a 2. I
So
don't
you-
catch it.
You try to do the cool thing where you reach up to try to catch it and it just like misses you completely.
I feel like I pull a Paul Rudd. On that, we do... Shit. Then, like, drop it. It falls to the ground, and I have to, like, pick it up.
It clatters to the floor and it just like shoots out a spark and starts ricocheting between the hall. And Master Conway kind of like crosses his arms and watches you chase after your wand. for a
God,
moment.
stupid, stop, come back, stop it, stop it. And he finally grabs it and like looks at it, literally yells like, stop, stop.
It doesn't seem like your wand really respects you very much.
Well, I don't respect my wand much at this point either. Stupid.
Hell, that's not a good relationship to have with the one tool you use to utilize your magic. Why am I scolding you? Why do I care? Anyway, it's...
You're gonna love me. No, Calvin.
No, you say it out loud. You've done it. You've already done it.
Yeah, okay, fine. Calvic just does whisper under his breath. You're gonna love me. And then says, "Sir, did you get my note?" And he looks at him knowingly. Did you get my note?
Does it have to do with the structurally unsound beams in the chromabotany lab?
That's the one. You got it first try. Well done.
So my question is, how did you all manage to fuck up the one area that I am in charge of?
Can I tell you something? It's just pure luck. It's just pure luck on both our
Pure
ends,
luck.
clearly.
And then Petrova's in there telling me that you nearly let go a bunch of the memories of your coven mate.
Yeah, listen, I'm assuming you're heading back to your room. Can we walk and talk? I think I need to go that way too. We can just 2 birds, 1 stone this.
Absolutely. You know what? Fine. I am heading back to my room, so let's go. And he's
Great,
thinking, maybe I can lose him when I get in my
No, I was gonna say, no, listen, this is just a shorter conversation for both of us, okay? Listen, this, and he holds up the wand. He's like, this thing is being moody. And unfortunately, when this gets moody, yes, when this gets moody, people are starting to get hurt. And I don't love that. Shh. Calvic almost tells him to shut up and then catches himself. He goes, when this is getting moody, people are almost getting hurt. What the hell?
You're asking me?
You're my master. What are we supposed to, listen, if I can't go to you with questions, who can I go to? Don't answer that. I'm going to come to you with questions. That's
like you coming to me and asking why you can't handle your own temper. Let me see it.
He hands it over.
He'll look at it and he kind of just turns it over. And it nearly tries to hop out of his hand and back to you. But he catches it real quick. And he sighs. All right.
That's what I don't get. Why does it keep trying to come back to me? It's not what I wanted. What is it doing?
Can you survive without your wand for a night?
Please, yes. Then he hands it over.
Okay.
And he looks at the wand. Can you survive without me for a night? Go with the nice man.
It starts to shake in your hand.
Go with the nice man.
And he'll take it and he's like, I swear if this thing sets my room on fire.
Then this was a consensual meeting and it is not my fault. Thought the same thing. Here you go.
He'll take it and he's like, you have to follow me to my room. You cannot just walk around without a wand.
I'm coming with you. Here we go.
I have an extremely important question.
Yes.
So you left the mind magic room in a hurry, right?
Yes.
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you get Axe out of your locker before you left?
Son of a bitch,
Oh no!
There too.
no! Calvic hands it over and goes, "Oh God, wait here, please.
Do you think I have all night?
I will meet you at your room, okay?" And he like tosses the wand to the professor and books it back to the classroom.
This is why I hate juniors. This is absolutely why I hate juniors. He's gonna walk to his room.
And then Calvic is going to very calmly not sprint into the room, but walk as if he's just coming back from the nurse's station. And come back and say, "Oh, Axe, buddy, I'm sorry I had to leave you so quickly. I needed to take care of Maris. It was going to be hard to carry you and her at the same time. But I'm back. I came as soon as I could."
Is she dead?
No. She's okay.
That's good.
I messed up a little bit. We have to go. I ran into Professor Conway in the hallway. I gave him my wand, but we need to go back to his room. You ready for probably the weirdest thing that's going to happen to us all semester?
What's gonna happen?
I have no idea, but I think we're going to Master Conway's room.
Okay.
Here we go. And he scoops up the bowl.
I'm ready for the weird.
Outside in the hallway, like at the end of the hallway is the nurse's office. It's just 4 minutes down that way. Eero sitting in their little chair, looks up, makes eye contact with Dr. Conway, with Professor Conway, closes the door, goes back to their chair.
And you see Conway holding the wand just like this as he's walking down, and he just like glances over at you and just like, and he like keeps walking.
I have legitimately docked myself an adversity token for needing to be reminded to bring Axe with me. I now have Axe in tow, and I have made it back to Professor Conway. Okay, we're ready to go.
And then once you get to his room, well, you're probably a little late, right? So he'll have gone into his room and chained your wand down, like probably to his desk.
Yeah, this time I imagine I knock on his door and I'm like, "Was I supposed to come in or?"
Don't come in.
Okay. I'll wait here.
You wait, and then finally he opens the door and he comes out and he hands you a very basic looking, this thing is like, looks like a chopstick. It's this big. And you would recognize it actually because you grew up in Chroma Society. This is the kind of training wands that they give to like 5-year-olds when they are teaching children how to do magic. And he's going to hand that to you and he's going to say, "Until I can figure out your wand situation, you can use this." I assume that you can at least handle something of that caliber, since you can't handle the one in there.
Okay, listen, it's not that I can't handle it, it's that it's being temperamental. Thank you very much. Yes, I can deal with this. Fair play. Thank you. When should I come back for that? Or is this a you're gonna find me situation?
I will find you.
Cool.
I will find you.
Cool.
And I would like to say, although I don't care what you all get up to, I am being notified on the regular of how many bad behaviors you all have been up to.
Oh, don't you worry. I will keep you up to date. I'll weekly report. If something big happens, I'll let you know. Listen,
I don't
it's
need
better
to
if
hear
you.
it from you.
It's
you do
better
understand
if you hear it from me.
They keep a student record, right? I can go in at any time in the faculty lounge and look up your student record, and I can see what you've been up to.
Can I tell you something? There are no secrets here. There are no secrets. This is an open relationship. I have nothing to hide from you.
You need to.
And he just gives him a thumbs up.
He's just gonna be like, look at your thumb, stare at it for a moment, and then look at you and be like, go to dinner.
This is the relationship we need to ship, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that is woefully unprofessional.
If I have to hear about you all one more time, I'm going to flip my shit.
He just gives him the little wand salute. Aye, Captain.
Yeah.
And turns and starts marching to dinner.
He's gonna roll his eyes and just go back into his room and slam the door. You will notice he had the sweatpants and the salmon-colored sandals that you first saw him in. Yes. All right. So we move on to dinner. Maris, this is a special dinner if Maris chooses to go to dinner tonight.
No.
Does
Is this
Maris
the
need to pick
night?
me up?
This is the night.
It's the night.
Gosh.
It
I
is
mean,
the night.
she's not going to skip it, but she looks like hell.
Oh, Maris.
She's
Okay.
been sobbing all
Yes.
day.
Hopefully this is the thing that cheers her up.
Yeah. I think her coven mates are going to notice that she is not nearly as excited as she should be about this dinner.
Okay.
Kalvik definitely does not feel like it's his place to try to pep Maris back up. I think he is like tail between legs, like.
I think at some point, yeah, Eero and Occlus are gonna return.
I'm like supporting Oculus, which is really weird because it's into my arms. I'm not so
You're
sure
just-
that I'm around her knees, but like around her hips.
Look, we are all back. Everyone is good. Wait a minute. What happened?
Maris isn't smiling.
Why did that? That's
Do
exactly
you need
what
to
I
go
was
back to the
thinking.
nurse's office? Does everyone need to go to the nurse's office?
No. No. It's just a lot, you know? It's a lot. Maybe.
You watch as Occlus like very like wobbles off into her room like to go get something. It looks like.
Listen, Maris, just.
Yeah.
I know we've done enough today. Please don't let my dumbass ruin a night you've been waiting for.
Yeah, no, I should get the list, right? The
Yes,
questions my parents had.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And whatever you wanted him to sign. You know what? You hang out, I'll go get it. And he sprints past Occlus and like goes back to the room to try and go get the stuff.
Okay. 'Cause, yeah, she would have had a pile of like baseball caps and a jersey or two.
Kalvik, when he gets back to the room, writes a note and kind of slips it into the middle of the small pile of things. Like maybe it's like between the jersey and the list of things she wants. Then puts a note in there and comes running back to dinner. If there's other conversations that wants to be had in that time frame, feel free. Otherwise, he gets back to dinner.
Oh yeah, Occlus comes back with a mirror where she has nailed bones around the frame, and she just kind of like, would you hold this? All right, and then she goes over to Maris and she just goes, all right, come here, come to the mirror.
Okay.
Now, where I come from, you can use the sexy beach word if that will help. But I feel like this is like you look in yourself and say, I am a demoness of rage and happiness and what would you say?
Okay. I am a demoness of rage and happiness.
Okay, that is not working. Okay, hold on.
It's because I'm all red and puffy. You know what? Can we get Lyle?
I may be able to help a little
You're
bit.
right. Everything I say is wrong. We
Okay.
need Lyle.
No,
Lyle will know what to say. He will know what to say.
It helps. Please. I feel better. I just don't look better.
Sometimes humans put pigments on their face to change their appearance.
Yeah, I've got some of
Lyle.
I've got some of Lyle's makeup.
Oh, great.
Is it blue?
No, like
That's
I'm part of the
probably-
fashion group with them. Like we meet up,
Yeah, let's.
and like Lyle give me a kit. I can't really use most of it. Like this is a really wrong shade of foundation. She'll put like a normal human foundation. Like A, it'd kind of dissolve in my skin. B, I'm not
Wrong
white.
color. Yeah.
I didn't want to have to do this.
If any of this would help, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Nora.
I could also do like a mist, like infused with like flowers and stuff. It's not like just I'm good at water, kind of my thing.
Yeah, I mean, if it would make me less puffy.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah, okay. We can
Good.
try.
We can
could-
infuse some water with like cucumbers and like lavender and
Maris, so a book came through where I live that was about recovering from Olympic sports, and they said that this helped them, that they would take a bath in very cold water, and then a bath in very hot water, and then a bath in lukewarm water that was full of stuff. I don't know what stuff it was. Is that a thing that you do? Because Niora could do that, right?
I do take baths.
I think that's
Yeah.
more for like extreme sports than dinner.
And also, like, if her dinner was not 3 minutes away.
Is it 3 minutes away?
Yeah, it's like approaching dinner. So Diora's going to like hand some makeup and like have like a kind of like a mist with like infused floral scents, but like a perfume to kind of help alleviate some puffiness and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Also, it's a perfume. It'll smell pretty good.
Calvin comes running back halfway through this with the jersey and the list underneath with the note in between that like is hidden at the moment. It comes back. He's like, "Oh my god, I think I found it. Oh, I need to start running with you guys. Oh, my side hurts."
Calvic, you are capable of sweating, so you can smell pretty bad. And
Yeah,
Diora's also just like spray some of the mist on Calvic.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh God, do you have the black lung? I've seen this many times. Do you have the black lung?
Oh, he like sets the package down and goes to the end of the bench, just triangle pose, hands on knees, like. Ugh. Oh God. And recovers.
So yeah, Maris
Gracefully.
is going to take a moment and just try to use a little bit of makeup just to touch things up so it doesn't look like she's spent all afternoon sobbing. Okay,
There's only one thing left to do.
what's that? What'd I forget?
She looks at Calvic, and then Eero, and Niora, and then looks at Maris, who she isn't where she usually is. And she kind of slumps her shoulders, like, in defeat, and she goes, Calvic, Eero, Niora.
Yeah.
We have to cheer.
I am
Oh,
part
God.
of the cheer squad. I do cheer on like a daily basis with.
All
Maris.
right.
I don't do anything.
Farkas.
Is he here?
I thought we were going towards dinner.
We open the door and we whistle down the hallway.
Yeah,
You hear the because I mean all of the dorms are fairly close. I heard my name.
Wait just a second. Hey, is it okay if Farkas comes in? Or is that is it too vulnerable? Okay.
No,
Is Maris okay?
Yeah, we're gonna do like a pick me up chair.
Oh, like a pick me up chair. Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. I've been working on mine actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like
Pick him up.
3 of us have done a routine, so we're gonna like let's do a little routine.
Okay. So I'm picking everybody up. Is that what I'm doing?
No,
well, like
I
like
mean,
a cheer me up,
I would.
kind of pick me up, not like a physical.
No, I would actually. I'd like to see you pick them up.
Okay,
Oh,
I guess you're
awesome.
picking us up. You can
And
do
he's
it.
gonna run across the room and scoop up Niora, Calvic, Eero, and he'll scoop up Aklis in the other.
Okay.
Wait, Farkas, the one I think the one who would need to be picked up is the one that you're not carrying currently.
Oh, I thought we were cheering for Maris.
No, like a chair Maris up.
Oh, okay. And he drops all of you.
Ah!
Niora knows how to land at this point. I imagine the others don't.
Sorry. Yeah. And then I'll run over and he's like, "Am I okay to pick you up, Maris?"
You didn't ask us
Yeah.
before you did.
But she's like my team captain, so I kind of have to.
Yeah.
I'm like also on your team.
That's okay.
Only asks up in the chain of command.
Should I start us off?
And he'll scoop Maris up, and he holds her up, and he's like, "Okay, what are we cheering?"
You're
Okay.
gonna be great. Go eat some dinner with.
No, Jerry needs to rhyme, Calvic.
Oh
That's
God,
how
I'm
this
sorry.
works.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Who do we all adore? 5, 6, 7, 8. Who do we think is really great?
And appreciate.
Maris.
Ra! Ra!
MERYS.
Shish kebab!
She's
just-
better than the rest.
You're just pissing yourself laughing at this point.
Better than all the rest.
Evil! Evil! We're not evil! Maris
RYS.
Is-
She's the best demoness.
Woo!
Oh, okay.
She's the best demoness!
Nero's fully gone, just on the
so
floor.
much.
And we all have to howl at the end, guys, so please howl.
My throat is a little itchy, but I think I can. Oh.
You need to
I will
howl.
wake family.
Yeah, Maris joins in on the howls. Okay.
Nero will,
yeah.
but Tess would wake family if Tess
Yeah.
howled, so.
And he'll put Maris down. Do you feel better?
I do feel better. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
I feel a little nauseated, but I'm glad you're happy. I think
Aw.
that is good though.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nero
I
will
think my
hand,
right lung exploded.
Nero will quickly hand Farkas a Polaroid of like the work in progress cheerleader outfit that they've been working on for him.
Nice.
Yeah, he'll look at it and be like, "That's awesome. These are good booty shorts, but maybe not short enough."
We can make them shorter. We can do shorter.
Amen, Farkas.
Don't you have like a dinner with Lord Walker soon?
That's what the
do.
picnic was
Yeah,
for. Like,
I gotta
cycle
go.
for the dinner.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The food's really good. You can have basically whatever you want.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Thank you guys.
Just make sure you don't spit it all over the place like Maz did.
I gotcha.
Would be pretty funny to watch though.
Yeah, Maz fucking sucks.
I'm gonna go to dinner now.
All right.
Bye, Farkas.
See you, Farkas.
See ya.
Could you carry Calvic downstairs?
Hell yeah. He's gonna walk back and pick Calvic up.
Oh my God! I just oh great. Oh, this is fun.
All right,
Oh,
let's
so
go.
Ra ra! Come on, Calvic, let's go! She's Kumba!
And Maris, so you ready for your dinner with Lord Walker?
Absolutely.
Cool. So you walk with your coven, I assume, to the Nimue Hall, and you see at the front Lord Walker is waiting for you. I'm going to change our map real quick. But as you know, at the top left-hand side is the throne-looking chair with the very fancy table.
one.
Yes, and surprisingly, it does look like you are the only one having dinner with Lord Walker tonight.
Oh.
There's an empty chair on the other side as well. And he's gonna see you coming in and he's gonna be like, Maris, come on up. You earned this seat.
All right. Thank you.
And so, let me get him on over here. Oh, my dear. Okay, so he's gonna sit down in his big chair, and he'll usher you over. Oh my gosh, here, let me. Sorry.
Oh, I'm behind the chair. That's okay.
It's lazy.
You can
Okay,
see me.
Layers
good
be
enough.
cray, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. Okay, there we go. So, what does Maris order with her dinner with Lord Walker?
She is probably going to go kind of carb heavy and do like a pasta with a red sauce and a chicken and a pile of vegetables because she's all about getting the 5 to 7 servings a day.
Awesome. And so, yes, everything you can possibly imagine is on this menu. It comes out steaming hot. It smells amazing. Lord Walker, of course, is probably eating a huge ribeye steak.
Of course.
You know, because that's what he usually eats. So he'll look to you while he's eating and drinking his beer. And he'll just be like, so you want to ask me any question? You can ask me any question during this dinner that you so desire.
Oh, wow. This is fantastic. So I have actually a whole list. Is it okay that I talk to my parents about this ahead of time? We're huge fans.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, of course. Yeah, that's what
I
this is
watched
for.
every game from the time I was born. I swear we've watched everything.
Since
okay.
the cradle. That's amazing. By the way, how's your broom training going?
It is going really well. I'm feeling pretty
Okay.
confident.
Okay. How often do you train?
Well, there's, in class, and then I try to get on it at least for a couple of minutes every day.
Couple
Um,
minutes. Okay. Okay.
well,
That's it. That's just a couple.
well, it depends on the day. There are days that I'm on there for like an hour or two, but some days there's a lot of homework, and I have to make sure that I don't fail out of magic school because that'd look bad.
Yeah. No, but I don't think that's gonna happen. You'll be fine.
Oh,
You're smart.
okay.
You're smart, Cookie.
Aw, that's so sweet of you to say.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
yeah,
if you wanted to dedicate more towards training on your broom and less time in homework, I would not personally put it against you because I
okay,
think, yeah.
great, because I would love to get better on my broom. Like that is something that I really want to improve on.
Yeah, so most people, so for instance, I'll tell you about my routine. I don't know if this is one of your questions, but my daily routine when I was part of the Bald Barnstormers was I would get up early at dawn,
Mhm.
much like I bet you do.
Mm-hmm.
You seem the type. And
Absolutely.
I would get up and my broom would be right by my bed and I would look at my broom first thing I saw in the morning. Well, I also had a mirror as well, but first I look at myself, then I look at the mirror. Well, then I look at the broom. And then, I had a mantra, of course, I would say to myself, you are the best and you will fly with strength today. And so I would take my broom and fly right out that window. I do about 3 hours in the morning. And then, of
Wow.
course, I'd, do practices and stuff with my team. And then, of course, I had a night regiment as well. So in case you, want to model your regiment maybe after mine,
Okay.
I do know you have classes, so I don't expect you to skip
Yeah.
all your classes, but
I should start incorporating the broom into the mornings. Like I do a run every morning, usually with either one of my coven mates or one of my other classmates, and we've got Pilates and a lot of strength training. I'm working on my core because I need that for cheer, but also for maintaining my position on the broom, right? So I'm
yeah.
concentrating on like the whole body.
Yeah, that's perfect. Have you ever thought about running with your broom? So like holding your broom up and running with the broom. And not only that, you can
Oh.
work on your core with your broom because you can do pull-ups with the broom.
Absolutely. I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, I can totally add that. Yes, I will add that.
I'm
That is
glad to be an
fantastic
inspiration for
advice.
you. All right. So what other questions did you have for me?
So the game in 16 against the Brits.
Oh yeah. The Vipers, yeah.
Yeah. How did it feel to grab that bat and make it across the line with absolutely no interference? Like, how insane was that?
It felt like I was on the top of the world, honestly. It just was that moment where, like time stops, the world stops turning, and you just feel like you are the only man in the room. You feel like you're the only man on the field. You feel like you're the only man in existence. And the power that swells from just having that bat in your hand and knowing that you will be taking it and thrusting it into that basket with all due certainty. That is the power. It's just the most wonderful feeling in the world. And I really do hope that you can also feel that feeling because there's nothing like it. Nothing at all like that feeling of thrusting that bat in that basket.
Oh, I cannot wait to do that. I want that bat in my hand. I want to feel it. Okay, this is going to be a dumb question. But you've heard of that singer, right? Who used to bite the heads off of bats. Did you ever feel like you should try that?
Oh, Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah.
Okay, come on in. As he leans in.
Yeah.
What if I told you that in the year of 2008, I actually did do that?
No
I
way.
did.
How did I miss that?
I felt so fucking good about myself crossing that line that I fucking took that bat, I bit its head off, I threw its body in the basket, and I spit the head inside the basket too.
Oh my god, I have to go look for recordings of that.
It's not a real bat, but
oh, but still, that's wild.
Yeah, it was a wonderful thing. Yeah, I don't obviously recommend that because rabies,
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say that's like a concern.
But it's not a real bat, so it's fine.
Okay. And
It's
I was
not.
going to say, my coven mates are kind of sensitive about like animal violence and things, and I kind of am too. You know, I like animals. I don't feel like I'd actually want to rip the head off of a bat, but I can
Of
see like
course.
the passion building up.
Right. And of course, you know, like being sensitive towards animals is one thing, but you got to remember during this game that the bat or the flag, it turns into animals sometimes, and you can't necessarily be sensitive about them, right? Because they're not
Right, 'cause
really.
They're really just the flag.
And you know, sometimes that flag might turn into something like a puppy, or it might turn into something like a kitten. And nope, you can't have that reaction. So you see the
But I feel like that would like help me, because if it was a really cute puppy, then I just want to hold it real close and not let anyone else get it, right?
That's true. That's
You
true.
you gotta work with your emotions.
But you can't let it weaken you. You know?
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Would you mind signing some stuff?
Of course. Yeah, give it all to me. I brought my own special quill. And he takes it out, and it's this huge phoenix feather with just like very wet ink that just gets everywhere as he signs.
So I think she's going to like pick up her piece of paper that had all the questions on it and probably see the other piece of paper that Calvic left.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be helpful or hurtful, but in the moment he thought it'd be helpful. He just scribbled on the piece of paper, "That fall was not your fault." And he put "not" in big letters and underlined it multiple times.
That sort of throws her off for a second. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And she just sort of shoves the pile of jerseys in the hat and hopes that Lord Walker's going to be kind of distracted in the moment and maybe not notice that she's kind of distracted.
Okay. And he'll kind of like look around and be like, hey, Marcy, did you want to give me something to sign?
Right, yes, yeah. Sorry. It's been a long day. We had mind magic earlier, and that was my first time experiencing it, so.
Oh yeah, that must have been really hard. I personally hate mind magic.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Yeah.
But yeah, here, I've got a couple of jerseys, if you don't mind signing them for my parents.
Yeah, of course.
So excited.
He'll start spreading it out on the other chair and signing it. And as he's signing things, Maris, you'll notice in particular, because he's a little distracted, you'll notice somebody come into the hall walking down the aisle, the middle aisle, that looks somebody that you haven't recognized before. Somebody who has a very tight-fitting suit. It's a woman, a human woman, and she's got short, dark, cropped hair, and she has a clipboard and a pen in her hand, and you can hear the click, click, click of her heels as she walks down the hall, and she is looking at you and Lord Walker. And she comes in, and she turns sharply once she gets, and you see the professors turn and kind of look at her as well, kind of curiously, like, who is this lady? And she turns and she enters through the side and sits herself down in the chair that Preston is signing shirts on. And he's like, well, hi, miss. Who are? And she goes, hello, Mr. Walker. My name is Theodora. And I am LDSM's auditor. And she sits down and she's like sits back with her pen and she looks back and sees the shirt that he spread on the back of the chair. And he just kind of plucks it up and he goes, yes, miss, actually that would be Lord in these halls. There's no Mr. Walker, it's actually Lord Walker. But we were actually having dinner, so, and she goes, oh, all right, well, I think I'll have some too then. And she claps and waits for the waiter to come and get her order. And she looks over at you, Maris.
Hi.
Hi. Do you mind if I just ask him a few questions?
Well, I was kind of hoping that I could finish my dinner with him and ask some questions.
I understand that. Here, why don't you ask some questions and then I'll ask some questions too. And Lord Walker just shifts very uncomfortably in the middle. Look, can't I get with... No.
Um, this is kind of weird. Maybe, sir, maybe we could like just have a more casual lunch another day, and I can let you.
Yeah, I think that's best. And she goes, no, no, you sit, you stay right there. I just have a few questions
Okay.
and then I will be gone, okay? So, Mr. Walker, and he tries to correct her again, but she just blows right through. And she says, so is it true that you are in the red when it comes to the school's finances? And he's just like he's like dragging his hand over his hair, and he's just like, I don't know if this is appropriate to talk about right now. Is it true that you spent a majority of the school's money on that arena outside? And also, is it true that there is Excalibur in your office?
Now,
Okay.
Cap the Bat is a way for the school to actually earn a lot of income. It's sports are really big, and people pay to come to these games and stuff. So I'm sure that the arena is going to pay for itself.
Yes, I suppose we will see. I guess it better pay for itself because you have a long way to go to get to where you were before. Yeah, there's actually a very steep difference in the budget of the school this year and last year. And it just by my records, it looks like that if you don't make up the money that you spent during the summer, well, who knows what's going to happen to this school. And Lord Preston Walker like slams his hand down on the table. He's like, all right, look here, look. Okay. Actually, I have a plan. Actually, if you want to know so badly, Theodora, whatever your name is. Yes, it's actually Theodora Wallace. But you can call me Miss Wallace if you'd like. Whatever, I don't care what your name is. I have a plan. And it actually involves Mary here. And he turns and he gestures to Maris. See, we're actually going to slay the Cap the Bat Internationals, and Mary here, she's my star player. Oh, really? And how long have you been playing Cap the Bat, Mary? She's writing down as she.
I've been playing Cap the Bat here at the school. Well, since I started here, of course.
Yeah, and actually longer. Yeah, she's been playing a long time, and her parents are longtime fans. And actually, yeah,
absolutely.
like
I grew up on this sport.
Yeah, she was born on a broom, basically. Yeah, she's like my ace in the hole. Yep. And I can just see it in lights now. Marcy Walker, next Cap the Bat star. And she's just jotting down as he's talking.
And yeah, I'm not gonna correct him on that. Marcy
and he's like, actually, I'm giving her private lessons between classes, morning and night between each class as well, because she is going to be the one who brings us to victory.
Very inappropriate, Lord Walker.
England is also not known for its school sports. They are not an entertainment media.
Isn't that right, Marcy?
Absolutely. We were actually just discussing before you sat down how I could improve my morning regimen and different ways to incorporate my broom that I hadn't really thought of before, because Lord Walker is just a total font of information on this subject.
Exactly. And honestly, I think we're going to win that cash prize for Cap the Bat College Internationals, and you can shove that clipboard right up your ass. And he takes his wand and he pokes it against the clipboard, lifts it up, and throws it across the room. And Theodora will get up sharply and be like, well, I will be doing a detailed report about all the things we may be taking out by the end of the year. All things depending. Guess there's a lot riding on your shoulders then, Mr. Walker. Marcy Walker. And she, walks out with her to get her clipboard, when she walks over and takes up sharply and leaves the room. And Lord Walker's just, I'm sorry that you had to see that. That was not meant to happen during dinner.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I guess I need to do some more training.
Yes, you do. And I'm gonna be looking at your broom, making sure it's good to go. First game is next week. So
Okay.
please practice your ass off.
Yes, sir.
And he'll just sit back. Kind of like an awkward silence, and then he just takes up the quill and starts signing stuff again.
Great. Do you have suggestions for my evening training?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna write up a whole training for you, and I think you probably he'll push the bottle of wine towards Maris and be like, you might need some of that because it's gonna be a long night.
Thanks. As she pours herself a glass. Actually, I think what she's going to do is she's going to pour some into his glass, and then she's just going to drink straight out of the bottle.
Yeah, he'll drink it. Same time you throw it back, he throws it back too, and he takes his beer in the same hand or in the other hand and downs that too. And your coven is definitely watching.
I was about to say. Meanwhile, we're all sitting there, and I'm like, it looks like it's going very good. Is it? Hey, Calvic, is it good to throw clipboards across the room? Is that like a sign in this culture of?
It could be like a celebration, like smashing a cup at a Jewish wedding. It could be something like that.
I think that
I don't
sounds
think
right.
this was quite that, but Lord Walker does like to be dramatic, so this might just be a good sign.
But
From the
we
films I've watched, that seems like a universal bad thing.
I thought that
I'm just gonna
Maris
start with Riley off the side.
doesn't drink, does she?
No,
Previously.
no, Eris doesn't.
Oh, she's drinking now.
She's
welcome.
drinking a lot now.
This
Welcome
is
to college.
a momentous occasion. Did you take a picture, Niora? We have to document this. This is big.
If you want, I'm like shyly take a photo of this.
And I think that's where we're gonna leave off, unless Maris, you have anything else you want to say to him.
She's smiling a lot. It almost looks painful.
I agree with that.
Must be.
Shoulders are shaking with laughter. What a choice.
Yep, I think we're gonna end there.
Gotta save the school with Cap the Bat.
This was all your choice.
All right.
How are we gonna make money?
Let's all thank our followers and subscribe.
Yeah, that's what we do in the session.
Thank you, Mac, for the resub. Thank you, Flock Obama, for the gift of 5 subs. Thank you, Architects of Fate, for the rate of 11. Thank you, Dr. Twitch 66 for the follow, and thank you, Jeff Cream, for the follow.
Sorry.
Jeff Kareem. I love that name.
Nice to meet you, Jeff. We're happy to make your acquaintance.
You'll fit in well around here.
Okay, follow us on social media. Use !socials to check out Ink and Lyre on all of our social channels. Remember, our Discord is available to all of our community members. We do have a Chromatic Academy channel now, and it's being posted infrequently. We have art going on and all sorts of fun chatting about the episodes.
Hero's Diary will be there soon.
Yeah,
I'm neatening it up before it's not just me and Danny seeing it. So that will be posted hopefully this week. You should have a full Neuro Diary up to this point.
Deanna posted
Cool.
a sketch of Farkas in
I
chat.
did. I put that's in the private chat. Because
Oh, it's in the private. Oh,
It's in the private. I'll post it later.
put it in the public.
I learned that it is a furry, which it definitely is, but I didn't realize when I was drawing it. It's just a ripped wolf man.
It's full moon Farkas. That's what he looks like during a full moon.
It's Danny's new persona.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
exclamation mark.
There is an agreement that you are going to be wearing a full fur suit for our next cosplay, Danny. You're going to be Farkas.
Me?
You're gonna,
Yeah. Doing a full-
You're going to have to be
Absolutely.
2.5 feet taller in your fursuit, so that will be very exciting.
I think even maybe more than 2.5 feet, but God, quite tall. Okay, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So come join us, hang out with the cast and crew and our little community. I'll also have to get really buff, I guess, so I can lift all of you. If you enjoy our show, consider supporting us with a sub and use that free Twitch Prime sub. It takes a lot of work to bring you this content every week, and we want to make sure we keep bringing you awesome content. Subscribers get exclusive emotes and access to the secret corridor, where Lauren shares shots for artwork, and we share behind the scenes look at what we're working on. You can also catch up on all of our shows on our YouTube, so make sure to follow us on !YouTube. Social plug, yes, for Majestic Goose. So what's going on in Majestic Goose?
We've got 2 shows this week. We have That's Pretty Crafty tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is 4 Pacific and other times and other places. And we are going to be talking about the podcast, The Redacted Reports, and we actually have a special guest, Ben Sislowski, who plays Rooster on the show. He'll be hanging out with us to recreate some of the random stuff found in the green box. And then on Wednesday, we are back after a long break for Crits and Knits, our knitting elderly retired adventurers playing D&D.
That's cute. I love it. All right. And other shows going on this week. I do believe finally we are going to be playing Romancylvania on Tuesday.
Don't you dare get my
series of failures.
Don't you dare get my hopes up again.
We tried. If Afraid Not is in the chat, they can vouch for. Oh, there they are.
Danielle was in the chat.
Yes,
she
that's
was
true.
there. She
did
saw
try.
a terrible effort.
Fool me
Technology is not your
once,
friend.
shame on you. Fool me twice, shame, extra shame on you.
Shame on you. Shame on your family. Shame on your cow.
We cannot fail this time, or we will be shaming Lauren, which is the
If we
worst of
can't get the
shames.
stream to work, we'll just call you, Lauren, and we'll talk to you. Be like, okay, so now Danny's moving the character to the left. Oh, we got hit by a pumpkin. Okay.
Oh, Danny's on fire again.
Danny's on fire.
It's everything that's going to happen has already happened before, but we might vote somebody off. I don't know. Then we might get to that point.
That's true. I think we're meeting your main squeeze in this next section. I think we're meeting your favorite girl, Lauren. That's my understanding. The one that you told me you took to the end.
Oh, yeah.
I love
The mummy?
language from.
Is it the mummy?
I think so. I think we're going to be meeting her soon. Yes.
She is divine. I love her.
Are we referring to mummy as in like MILF or mummy as in like bandage?
Or both.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we're Americans, so definitely not mummy.
Yeah,
Mummy?
no.
No, that's a mommy kink.
Oh, yeah, you guys are all really weird about, you guys can't.
I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest. That's what it sounds like. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We hope you have a magical rest of your Monday, and we will see you next time.
Thank you, Eugene. Have an excellent Mommy Monday.
Mommy.
Bye, guys.
Bye.